You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
What a ball for Ricky Peach.
News across the galaxy. Keep on nagging, guys. Your six-time MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy.
Hey.
What's Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy el chico de las poesías, tu fiel admirador,
Y aunque no me
las
conocías,
hoy es
noche
de
de
sexo. I'm not even gonna try to sing. My voice is gone.
yeah, I think everybody's voice. I think everybody's pretty much done. Hello and welcome, everybody. As you can tell, my voice is done. Shout out to the chat, everybody in the chat. Hi, how you guys doing? Gentlemen, number 6. But first, welcome to News Across the Galaxy. We talk all things LA Galaxy. I am your host, Bryant Lobos. I'm joined tonight by my co-host, Edward Campos. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Edward,
I'm doing all right, man. Just kind of trying to come down from cloud nine. You know, I still hard to believe that it happened, but we'll get into it, and I guess we'll talk about our experiences. But yeah, we all had sex though, so we're good, right?
I think so, Edgar. How are you doing tonight, sir?
oh man, I told you guys before we came on. This morning I woke up, I felt like I had been in a mosh pit. Like there were parts of my body that were hurting that I didn't even know existed. Um, but it's all worth it, man. It's so beautiful, and at least for me, I know it started with this one, 2002. I back then I was so happy just to have one that all these years later, I can't believe how blessed we are, man. Just a lot of blessings.
Yeah, a lot. And well, for me personally, this is my 4th championship being there live in that stadium. And I know we had this conversation with the guys from Lacuna Galaxiana on Friday, and we were all, very excited to be there. And they had asked us if this one was probably going to be the biggest one and going into it and like feelings wise. And I think when we had the episode with them the night before, I wasn't able to sleep for like a couple hours. Woke up the next morning and yeah, excitement. But once I got to the stadium, I was a little nervous. I don't know if you guys felt the same way. Edgar, did you feel nervous leading up to the game or before the match even started?
Absolutely not. And a lot of people were asking me, and they're sharing their thoughts. And um, I'll be completely honest. The one time where I actually felt very, very nervous was in the lead up to the Seattle match. I actually had trouble going to bed that night before the match. I was really worried about that one. I felt that once they overcame that really difficult test of Seattle, that anything after that was going to be, easier. Not easy, but easier. And but then the whole thing with Ricky Puig completely complicated things. But as the week wore on, like Eddie had mentioned, and some other people had mentioned as well, was like there was so much talk about what New York could do to beat the LA Galaxy. It was almost like we were trying to be convinced that they could win, like dominate the Galaxy, not just win back scraping by, right, or in a penalty shootout, but like dominate the LA Galaxy. That I was like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think our boys got it, and I was just happy to be there. Number one, number two, I was not nervous. I was just like, let's get this going, let's get this started, and enjoy this party.
Eddie, before the match, how were you feeling?
I was more shit. Sorry, I forgot I was muted. I was more anxious than anything. You could tell Edgar. I saw Edgar and Chewy before the game. I was confident. I told. I believed it. I was right. I think we just we were too much. We were too much for New York. I don't think they had an answer for us. And what convinced me was, like I mentioned on that episode with Lacuna Galaxiana, is that uh, all the MLS pundits were looking and trying to invent reasons why New York would beat us, and that kind of convinced me, like, oh, okay, there's no way they're trying to figure it out. If they can't figure it out, they at least come up with an answer that makes sense to me. Then, yeah, I wasn't nervous.
For
Can I
me,
share something
yeah,
real
go
quick?
ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, because I want to say this before I forget, because my mind is muddled. But Eddie just said something that reminded me of something interesting that happened in the week leading up to MLS Cup. As I don't know if you guys followed me this past week, but I was on like 3 or 4 podcasts, and I know for at least 3 times I was on there with Bob Ventimaglia, who covers Red Bull New York for the Pundits podcast, and I saw Bob go from being supremely confident on Monday to that that the Red Bulls were gonna beat Galaxy because Ricky Poo's just missing, to by Thursday when him and I had our sit down midweek, he was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I actually think you guys are gonna win." And he actually shared with me after that he's like, this is what I have to do. I have to talk about the Red Bulls. I have to to explain why we have a fighting chance. So don't think that I expect them to win. I just want them to win, and I hope they win. But I it's going to be an uphill battle. And respect to him. You got to stick with your guys. But I saw that confidence he rode during the week, and I mean, at that point, it was just guys play the game and make sure that you get the job done. Or what did Kobe say before? Job's not over, right?
I'm not
Yeah,
finished.
job's not
Job's not
finished.
finished. Yeah, you could tell I'm not a Laker fan, but yeah, job's not finished. Just get it all, get it done, man. Get it done.
Yeah. In
Wait,
this particular case, go ahead.
hold on. Before we move on, total assholes. We totally skipped something. I'm not alone
I'm
here.
s-
With the
Wait, I'm not
sprinkle me up,
alone.
baby.
Hold on. Hot on the mic over here. Over here,
Ah,
feeling
yeah, we got one
look,
more person.
he's all sad over here in the dark and shit.
What's
We
up,
actually got,
Guti?
we actually got two people. We didn't even acknowledge that they were here.
That is
why is
And
Kuti
Chewy.
sad?
that is crazy. I was in here just waiting for someone to mention me. I'm over here in the dark.
What's up,
Just keep me off
Alex?
to the side, bro. That's how I feel right now.
How are you feeling before the match?
Oh, I told everyone in the stadium I am nervous as fuck. I was scared. I was sitting there. I was literally sitting where, like, with the group that we were with. I was sitting there by myself in the shade, trying to avoid any types of drinks because I wanted to sit down and actually enjoy the game. Once we got inside, I went to go sit somewhere by myself, and even there, like, I was shaking. My hands were all like shaking and all that stuff. And man, fucking did it.
There he
It's
is.
good
Look at
to
him.
be-
That's how he looks right
Yeah.
now.
What about you, Chiasso? We haven't heard from you. How are you feeling
Oh,
for the
dude.
match?
I was anxious.
Put a picture up of yourself, asshole.
I'm like, what? no, I was feeling anxious before the match, but I was actually really happy, right? Like I was happy where we were at. I was happy that we were back in a championship game, and I was confident that no matter who started, we got it. Like we had it, right? Red Bulls was not that opponent for us, so. Yeah, I was in a good place, just anxious for some reason.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, at the stadium, everybody looked like they were in good spirits.
Nope.
All of us, I'm pretty sure, we didn't think we were going to lose. The confidence was high with all Galaxy fans. But just like what Chewy said, just that anxiety of wanting the match to start already and seeing this team perform on the pitch and, you know, hoping for the best. And I mean, spoiler alert, we got 6 of them now. Of course, I want to shout out my brother because he came down from up north and he had a great time. uh, Shout out to my sisters too that came through. And then, yeah, everybody was just smiles from ear to ear, big grins, and they got even more special after the match when everybody started hugging everybody. But before we get into that, let's go with these with the lineup.
Wait,
Well, hold on. Question: do you guys want to put something to rest already or not?
Oh, we're back. Yeah, finally we're back.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're
So,
back. You
yeah.
needed a title to be back, and
Will Kuntz
before,
agrees.
yeah.
and he agreed. We were getting crucified online, talking about shut the fuck up, guys. But hey,
And then Will
Will's agreed
Kuntz,
with
hey,
us.
hey, you're mad at us, you're mad at Will Kuntz.
Yep. So
He
now we're
agreed with what
back.
we said. So yeah.
But we're
And
Now we're
back.
back.
you know what's funny? I just want to, I won't call him out. I don't know if Edgar was there for the at this point for the after party we had. Um, sorry, Brian, we lost your invitation for the NAG after party, but we were hanging out somewhere, and one of the guys there, uh, we started talking about the the we're back conversation, and he was like, he's not even in the mindset that we're back. He thinks like it's an every year thing, right? Like now we won the title, it's like now next year we got to be in the conversation again. I won't burn him because I know how the keyboard warriors work, and I don't want them going after him. So
Keyboard warriors.
I'm not gonna name this person, but yeah, that's their mentality. So you thought we were crazy? I mean, that's his opinion. You know, I respect his opinion. I don't think he's crazy, but just put it out there that there's people that have even higher expectations than we did.
And rightfully so. This is a now 6-time MLS champion, and it's not outrageous to say that they can go back to back. Even they've done it in 2011 and they did it in 2012. So, I mean, those high expectations for a team like this, especially a team that we've seen all this year, from a supposed rebuild year, looking like the best team in MLS, winning the cup, and then next year could be even greater. So yeah, those expectations are actually realistic. So
But
yes, Edgar.
yeah, no, I mean, let's take a moment, just step for a moment and look back at the beginning of the season. Let's not lie. Let's be completely honest. Nobody, nobody, none of us, nobody online expected this team to win an MLS Cup at the start of the season. When we sat down and we were looking at, I keep bringing it up, we were looking at the damn schedule and we're like, oh yeah, they're gonna lose this one. It's gonna be a draw. Oh, they might win this one because that's just what we've been used to, right? And there were a lot of the unknown variables, Peck, right, and Pinto. We knew very little about them. We didn't know how they if they're gonna mold together. There's just a lot of question marks. But uh, the one thing that set this team apart from previous Galaxy teams, at least my God, since I've been watching the team since '96, is that every time there was like a big test or an obstacle, they exceeded expectations to the point where you're like you don't know what to expect, and then something good happened. And you're like, damn, that was better than I expected. Everything's coming up, Millhouse, right? And
Yeah,
so, but I think for me, like the first sign, because I was on Scarves and Spikes, and like a couple weeks ago, and at one point they asked me, when did you get a sense that you guys were back, and I told them, well, like it was like way back in the match against Vancouver, and you can go back and look at that episode. I remember like I, s- yeah, I didn't expect them to win. Vancouver was in first place. I had predicted a loss in Vancouver, and I went to the match. I was there, and Galaxy played well and dominated Vancouver in the end. And I remember thinking to myself at one point, "Wow, this is really special. This is something I haven't seen in a really long time." And I'd say, I think we're back. I got a sense like this is something special. Something good is happening that's completely different from last year, and it hasn't happened in a long time. I have a feeling that we might be back. But nobody expected an MLS Cup.
Oh,
I
dude,
also
But
one of the things that I just want to bring up real quick. I think we've said it, Eddie, just a good amount of shows ago that we were reluctant to say we're back just because of the we didn't have want to have that broken heart again, like it's
true.
been happening for years now. And I think we saw it not early on in the season, but kind of like midway in the season, we noticed that magic. That's when we started getting crucified for a lot of things. But
Yeah.
it was just I didn't want to get hurt again. I didn't want to get my hopes up. To be honest, I didn't want to be in that position where we were gonna lose again somewhere, and then it's
Yeah.
gonna be like, fuck, man, we're the same fucking team.
Yeah, because you know we we want we the big dance isn't enough for us. We don't want to go to prom with our cousin, bro. We want to we want to get there and get our sexto. So
Yeah.
it happened, and another thing I want to address too is it was all fun. I got called out for my comments on Ricky Puig. I mean earlier, how I said he's not the number 10 that was going to lead us to a championship. And I was right, motherfuckers. He didn't even play in the final. We still won.
Damn, Eddie.
Nah, but in all seriousness, though, hey, I'm happy to admit I was wrong, but I also think fair to say that as it was unfolding, I was pointing it out. And when Marco Royce signed, or was rumored, I pointed out and said that this can help Ricky Puig. I talked about how he wasn't just important on the field, but off the field what he can do too, and plus that with the injury and then when the injury to Puig happened the first time, with when Fagundes started running the system and he saw that it worked.
Mhm.
I backed that up too. I was like, I never said Fagundes was a better player or he was more talented. I said, but now Ricky saw it. If Ricky believes in Vanny ball, it's gonna work, right? And then I think we lost the first game that Puig came back. And what did Vanny say? It's like me, Vanny, and Kuntz all share a brain, right? We're the same. Because Vanny in that press conference says Ricky sometimes collects the ball too deep, and it removes an attacker.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
It's
even
one
we
of
even heard.
his complaints.
Sorry, no, we even heard Twoman saying that during the broadcast when he was Twoman. His commentary is like all over the place. He was talking like, yeah, they're really missing Ricky Puig because Ricky Puig, he collects the ball in the back. And while he's talking, the LA Galaxy is doing this master class and passing the ball around. And then they get the ball to Brugman. Brugman filters that pass to Painto for the first goal. And I mean, that injury to Ricky in the middle of the season was a blessing in disguise. It happened early enough in the season where if the team would have lost those matches, it really wouldn't have hurt them too much because I think that, they would have rebounded well. But the fact that they were able to not just win games, but in a convincing fashion, that was another obstacle. We're talking about obstacles that they were overcoming throughout the season. Those are obstacles because remember when Kansas City they had a horrible season, right? But one of those wins was against New York City, and they were having a good season up until that point. And when they took that loss, those guys they went off a cliff. Um, but I just want to close real quick before we went to the next thing with just saying how a lot of people were like asking me, "How come you're so reluctant to say we're back or whatever?" And I'm like, "Well, because unlike many people, I've been around since '96. I remember being so excited when they started off the season undefeated and they went 12 games without losing, and then they fell apart, and then they kind of rebounded, and then they got to MLS Cup, and I was so pumped up for that. I was so confident they were going to win. They were up to nothing, and then everything fell apart and then they lost in overtime and I remember like I was heartbroken and I was so sad at that point. The league was so young. I didn't know if LA Galaxy would ever come back to that, and then they were back 3 years later. They had a good fighting chance, and then Robin Fraser got injured really early in the match, got
Oh
to
yeah,
give up a
fucking
stupid goal, and then they lost again, and I was just like, Dad, my God, this hurts. And then they were back again in 2001. And guess what happened? Another loss in overtime, this time to Dwayne D. Rosario, right? So
Hate
at
that
that
guy.
point, you're like, oh, God, this is horrible. These guys are never going to win. And, the history happens, right? They go on to become a very successful club over the next decade. But those Galaxy fans that were around from the very beginning, you learn to be humble and appreciate every opportunity that they get to win a championship because at the beginning, nothing was ever promised, nothing was ever given. So when they go into these finals and they win, have you noticed that every single win they had to fight for it. It was never easy. It wasn't like there's a 3-1 win against Houston, right? But that one then wasn't really decided until the end when King got that goal at the end
Hmm.
on the penalty. But it's always been difficult. These have never been easy.
Yeah,
So
and
if we said if I did if I if you if I mean, I'm gonna say right now, if anybody said, got pissed at me because I said, hey, how come I say we're not back? I was like, because it's I haven't seen this is a team that they've done things that I've never seen before a Galaxy team do before, where in the past Galaxy teams are either dominant or they get hot at the right time and they win championships. But this is a whole different script. We've never seen this before.
yeah,
But
none of us had it in the final and
let,
in the
let
early
us
in the season.
let's put it to rest. Nag boys say they're back, so they're officially back.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're especially back.
that's how
We
they
can't
shit
for
the bed.
life.
But I know you're gonna jump into the game already, but I will not let you rush me on my podcast, Brian. Again, uh, one thing
Damn.
that we have to a highlight of our day, Chewy, that we have to bring up, and Guti, we have to bring up the Apple TV uh, for whatever pundit that
Crew.
right, our carne asada.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, Antonella. That's Antonella, the name of the lady.
Oh my god, dude!
That was
And she's
hilarious.
like, nom,
This
nom,
is the
nom, nom,
best.
nom. Ah.
Who,
this is
who
the
would like to
best.
take? Who would like to take
I will
the?
take over the story.
Go ahead.
Sorry, chat
So
everyone. This is the greatest thing you've ever
we
heard. Brian doesn't know about this.
so
We have hold on. We have the video somewhere. I think it
Yeah,
was on TV, but
yes, it
we'll get
was.
it to you guys when we get our hands on it. Go ahead.
so the Apple TV broadcast was a Spanish one, right? Spanish people, they came to like the just like the parking lot to lot 13, and a lot of people were out there, uh, doing their thing, and Cisco was the one who was cooking the meat for us. Shout out to Cisco. And the lady, I forgot her name. I've actually never seen her, so it's the first time seeing her.
I think it's Antonella.
She goes up to Cisco, and I don't know what she tells him, and Cisco gives her a piece of his meat. And
Hey, keep it PG.
she literally takes a bite of the meat, and she's like, and she throws it back in the plate, in the tray where we keep all the meat in.
Oh my god.
The
And then she kind of backed off.
She's like, she puts it back with the rest of the clean meat.
No,
Like
no. She doesn't put it back. She throws
she
it.
throws it. Yeah.
She literally
Yeah.
throws it on the thing of meat.
Why?
It's like she almost spiked it into the tray. And then she like backed away or something.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh my god."
If you guys took video, that's hilarious. If you guys have that.
It's there's a video.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
on. It actually came out live on the broadcast on their Apple TV broadcast. But somebody definitely has a video. Also, the Cisco burn on Weeby was great too.
Oh yeah. So the other, what's his name? Andrew Weeby.
Andrew Weeby was there.
So he was out too, and then Cisco calls him over, and I have a video of this too. And he's like, "What's up, man? I heard you're trying to try my meat."
You want to taste my meat?
Yeah, you wanna taste my meat.
Hey, we was like, hey.
And the guy's all like, "Oh, come on."
Andrew Weed. That's funny. Was there a video of that?
Yeah, there's video of that. We have that video. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Of them saying it, I don't know if
yeah he does.
No, yeah, I
it
have
does.
it.
Send it to me and I'll send it to Chewy. See if at some point we can get it on.
Also, before the match, I got to see Omar Gonzalez. He was in the tailgate area.
Yeah, he was taking shots with.
Yeah, and he
Riot
was
Squad.
taking shots with Riot Squad. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. Did you guys see anybody else, the alumni, during or before the match? You guys run into anybody else?
Fuck that. Fuck that. That's cool and all. But how about the real stars that came? We had the homie Jeff drive down from Sacramento. We had Willis come down from Central California. You had the Hammer come down from Texas. You had Tucker fly in from North Carolina. That's fucking dope. That's beautiful. That brought those people out.
We had the porn guy coming down from somewhere in
Porn star coming in.
What's the story with that?
Yeah,
What was
Chewy gets
going on with
excited
that?
about that.
Hell yeah, man! The Hall of Famer, porn star Hall of Famer.
You send it?
I'm sending it.
Dude, I have
Uh-huh.
a really funny story about AJ and Omar, man. I told you guys already, but I'm gonna share it with with YouTube audience. Is that I I had a press pass before, right? So I got to see these guys in the locker room, back in 2013, the last time I had the press pass. So I knew them already from then, but I hadn't seen them in a long time. So um, anyway, I think like 5 minutes before the half, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
wait, hold
gonna.
on. Yeah, you guys forgot Maurito.
Marito came from
Oh,
Colorado.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Go
all
ahead.
right.
Sorry,
So,
Edgar. But
so
that was
anyway, yeah,
not more important than
that's
your
fine.
story. Go ahead.
Hey,
No.
hey,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
let you.
not
I'll let you
sorry about
interrupt
that.
me.
Go for it,
So
Edgar.
anyway, 5 minutes before the half, I'm like, I'm gonna go get myself a drink and one from one of my buddies here. So I went to went outside and I go out to the main concourse and there's nobody there, right? It's just kind of empty. But I see these two figures walking towards me, and I'm like, oh, it's Omar and AJ. Oh shit, this is so cool. So I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? They're like, hey, dude. I'm like, oh, it's cool. They recognize me. It's been a while, but so I'm like, hey, can we take a photo? And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'm like reaching for my phone, and I'm like, oh no, I left my phone in my seat.
Oh
No.
no.
Ah,
Missed opportunity. And we actually missed a
yeah.
super chat from Stephen Ma. $5. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Welcome to heaven. Go LA Galaxy.
Yeah, I put
thank you,
it up
Steven.
in the beginning.
No.
I didn't hear the twinkle,
You
so
guys didn't do the jingle or nothing.
we didn't do a little twinkle.
Yeah, you guys should do it. He paid
All right,
$5.
let me go and do it
That,
again.
that's why we didn't notice it.
You got it, Chewy. I believe in
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
A lot of clicking. There's a lot, nothing happening.
you. All right, boys. Let's get into this. The starting lineup for the LA Galaxy. Um,
Oh,
a
it didn't
surprise
work.
for me, but let's go through it and then because I think everybody's gonna be surprised with
Oh
who
shit!
started.
There we go. I'm like, it didn't work, but it worked. No.
The hell?
What the fuck was that?
At goal, John McCarthy. Your center back pairing, Maya Yoshida, Emiro Garces. Out left, John the Rock Nelson. Out right, Mickey Yamane. In the midfield, Mark Delgado, Edwin Cerillo, and the shocking start for me, Gaston Brugman. Up top, on one side, we have Joseph Patel. On the other side, Gabriel Peck. And your lone striker, Dejan Joveljic. Hey, Quail man. Boys, was this a surprising starting lineup?
Time
In
out.
particular, the
Time out.
Brugman.
Time out.
Yes.
It's been 10 years since we won MLS Cup. I will not let you rush me on my podcast.
What were you going to say before that?
So, what do we think about Warren G? Horrible.
Fuck
Yeah,
that guy. Is he a fucking LAFC fan?
whatever. In a way, I'm kind of glad they brought him in as a DJ only and not really to do much more than that.
Yeah.
So I'm whatever.
You know what? It was like I was excited. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Warren G, yeah, whatever the Levas thing came up, I was like, you know what? He's gonna perform. That's kind of cool. I think having those DJs has gotten me used to like a hype, and I think that it just wasn't it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
And, and those fucking sparklers they had for fireworks during the national anthem and shit. The Galaxy does it better than MLS.
yeah. MLS. If Galaxy gets back in there, just give him the money that you were gonna use. Give it to the Galaxy. Just let them do it, cause we have better fucking fireworks, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was something better than nothing.
I think the reason they didn't have the fireworks going off is because they had a flyby. Remember, they had those. I think it was P-51 Mustangs that flew over the stadium right after the fireworks, and I think they wanted to just avoid anything that might have
Hey
affected
man,
them.
if they're fighter pilots, they know how to
I don't,
evade. Duck dive deep.
Hey, I don't know, man. These are World War II era airplanes, man.
nah,
Exactly. That was when there was wars and shit.
By the way, just a quick aside. I don't know if you guys noticed that the flags were at half mast because December 7th was a day that will live in infamy. That was Pearl Harbor Day.
Ah, did not know that.
but it would have killed the vibe.
No,
Way to bring the
just a
vibe
reminder.
down. Actually, before the match, I got to see Lars's tifo. That thing was hilarious. Have you guys seen
Oh,
Dodgeball, right?
but
You guys
that's
seen
why I brought
Dodgeball?
up the dip dive.
And so
Dodgeball, baby.
in the movie, where Ben Stiller plays a character, and one of his quotes is "Take take the bull by the horns." And so in this particular tifo, LA Riot Squad had Cosmo bringing down the Red Bull by the horns, which I thought was spectacular. Of course, I got to see the Victoria Block tifo, that was amazing, amazingly done. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, keep
gentlemen,
it simple, keep it to the point. That was fucking great.
yeah, it was dope. I actually liked it. But gentlemen, let's get into
Also,
this.
stuff that happened before the game started. I was walking around, got to see a lot of the tailgates. Uh, I tailgated with longtime friends. My buddy Chava. I don't know if you guys have seen him around the stadium. He wears a jersey that says "Big Daddy 69." I've known that guy since the fourth grade, so that's like early '80s. Our friend Patty was there. My buddy Sergio and Louis. Much love to them. I've been friends with them since we started sitting next to each other in 2007. I want to say. So we were all tailgating. I saw the guys from South Central G's were there. They gave me a lot of love. I saw Andrew and Comet SC. Just all these wonderful groups, all these people that were sharing food and drinks, and then I also ran into a group of a bunch of Red Bull fans, and they were cool. They were so fucking cool, man. I got to interview a brother and a sister. They were older, and they're talking about how like they've been fans since 1996, and that their father used to have season tickets, and then when he died, he passed them on to them, and now, they have the tickets, and how the sister, she used to work with the team, and she had just retired, and now she's just a fan, and she's like, I had to come out to, like, and support the team. um just so many wonderful people, man. It was just it was like it was a party atmosphere, and I loved it. There was like no animosity that I saw anywhere, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, one hundred
What
percent.
about you guys?
I got to see some cool Metro Star kids actually.
Yeah. Oh, we lost his mic.
Who's Mike?
Oh, Brian's mic went out for a sec there.
Oh, it did.
Oh,
Oh, my
really?
bad.
I know. I heard him. And
No, I've been hearing them.
Okay, go on.
And we got to see. I got to see a couple kids in my section in 231. I was right next to the away section, and yeah, there was a lot of cool old retro kids. Of course, I seen a lot of guys sing with their retro kids, and every time I would pass by a Rebels fan, I would extend my hand out to shake their hand, and they extended their hand out and shook my hand, which was something cool. Seeing that it's a final, a New York LA final at that, you would think that there'd be some animosity, but nah, it was very cool.
they came in numbers too.
Yeah, they did, which was really cool to see. To be honest, it was really cool to see that. It just
Yeah, dude.
brought in to the
One of
environment.
the things when I was in line to buy beer, the people behind us were Red Bulls fans, right? And I started talking to them, and they told me that they're employees from Red Bulls, like they work for Red Bulls, and they were telling me that basically every employee that's an employee for Red Bulls was allowed to come to the game. They
That's
were
fucking
sent over,
cool.
they were flown over, they were basically hoteled so they can come to the game. So you were talking about janitorial staff, what is it, the staff for the grass, for the fields, for for everything. Everybody that's a Red Bull employee, didn't matter what level of employee, you were told if you wanted to go, they would take you. That to me, that's fucking great, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, on
that is
top of
awesome,
that,
dude.
the front office providing 700 tickets for the away fans. That's a big shout out to that front office. That was really cool. And well, yeah, it added on to the environment of the stadium. The stadium was from the before the kickoff. That stadium was just rocking. I was up there, like I mentioned earlier, and the Red Bull fans were, they were pretty rowdy. I love to see it because in the final, I mean, you want to see the opposing side come in and, you know, show their team love, and that's exactly what they did. And it was wonderful. I loved it.
The only thing that was missing at the start, like Eddie said, was just like a really good DJ set. I mean, respect to Warren G, right? Because he's old school and all, but man, I would have thought you would have brought somebody that had a little bit more energy for a
Yeah.
final.
I was trying to guess. Like, I wonder if that was like a MLS pool, and they have to like, oh, here's a list of people you can get, and they had to go with that. I was just trying to think of like the most like commercial, like I guess big ish known DJ name. I was like thinking like Steve, like Aoki was gonna come,
Okay, okay.
or
Yeah.
fucking Dioro or someone like that. Warren G was totally out of left field.
That was
Didn't his
unexpected.
didn't he like he had like audio issues at one point too? Like
No, that was just his
his
performance. You would hope so, but unfortunately,
damn,
Unfortunately,
dude.
it was just him. All right.
Let's go.
Now can we get into the match?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay,
Let's go.
so one thing that we did say earlier
Oh.
about this show is probably we were gonna go a little bit left and right off the rails just because, I mean, the match was the match, right? We just
Yeah.
it was
And
a
you know-
fun fucking it
And
was
you
a
don't want
fun
it, and you
fucking
don't want it to
tournament,
end
dude.
because this is kind of like a wrap up for us, right? Like who knows when we're gonna get back on again? I'm not gonna get to see Edgar or talk to Edgar as much. Oh, me and Edgar keep in contact as much. I said because or see you as much because Edgar lives kind of far and the Galaxy game was what brought us together. Can't say I'm upset about it, but that's just the facts that I won't be seeing.
Oh, dude, one big shout out too. What's his name? Oh, the guy from Mice and Men, Phil
Oh hell yeah.
Manansala. He was hanging out. He was hanging out with Tony, with Cisco. He was hanging out with us.
We had
for
a
good while.
star-studded fucking tailgate. Eli came too.
Yeah.
Hammer,
Tight.
Shout out Eli.
freaking yeah, we had everybody coming through our little side of
The guy
tailgate.
selling the Noche de Sexto shirts was there.
coming out on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, I appreciate that. By the way, guys, everyone that showed love, fucking yeah, I'm humbled. It was damn, yeah, it was great. I didn't expect it to go that great, and it went great. And then to top it off, like they said, the meat thrower, she like showed off the shirt too.
The meat thrower.
Oh yeah, I have the video that you sent me, Eddie.
Oh, is it ready?
Yeah. Let me know when that was.
Go for
She
it.
threw the meat because she couldn't beat
No,
the
no.
meat, dude.
No, it's not that. It's not that one.
Not that one.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man?
I heard you want to taste my meat.
Oh, shit.
There's Eli in the back.
Yeah, great. Well done, man. Well done. What are we marinating in here?
All right.
I can't tell you.
Shout out to our primo.
That was Cisco, by the way. Last week he was a dog on Eddie.
Yeah.
It was a
That was
chuchito.
By the way, we mentioned the starting lineups. I didn't even think about checking the start. I mean, I was having such a good time. I didn't think about checking the starting lineups until I was already inside the stadium, and I started talking to this couple. They were Red Bull fans, and we were just chit chatting. And one of them was like, "Hey, are the starting lineups out?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I think, hey, dang, thanks for writing." So we're looking at the starting lineups for both teams, and that's where I saw, oh my God, what's his name?
Gaston
I saw
Brugman.
some Bruma, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is interesting." And then they were like, "Oh my God, one of our best players, it looks like he's been subbed out or something." They're like, "He's gonna be a scratch," and they were like, "It's this guy, it's a center back that his name Andres Reyes. He's from Colombia." And Bob from the Pundits podcast, he told me that this guy is just a freaking monster in the back line. He's like a tough guy who is good for at least a yellow card every match. And even those Red Bull fans told me like, yeah, this guy's tough. He's probably gonna get a yellow. We're surprised he doesn't pick up a red every now and then. But he was scratched from the game. Apparently he got sick and he couldn't be in the game. And they told us that completely changed the dynamic of their back line.
Hell yeah! Even COVID's got our back. A huevo perros.
No, I don't know if he got COVID, but he got something.
No. I feel bad. That guy missed out on having a front seat watching the Galaxy win their sixth cup.
True. Was it shocking to you, Eddie, that Gaston Brugman ended up getting the nod for this match and not a player like Diego Fagundes, who we all said it on this that we expected for him to start the match.
Absolutely. If you guessed Brugman was going to start, or well, if you guessed it, or if you knew, if you have an insight, but if you guessed it, man, I need the winning lottery numbers because that, man, and I didn't look this up, but I think maybe the lineup throughout the playoffs was only repeated once, and it's kind of crazy to think that Vanny would pull off such a thing, right? Nobody here. We're on that show with Lacuna Galaxia on Friday, and we made the joke at the end, huh? Like all this back and forth just for Brugman to start. It was a joke. right? It was literally a joke.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And here we are, spoiler, and well, not spoiler, but what ends up happening, that when the words are given at the end of the game, and it's rightfully so. Although I think it goes two way, one or the other. But dude, it was shocking, right? I was still like, damn, what are we doing? I was trying to come up with the answer in my head. Okay, like maybe Vanny's thinking like I believe that Red Bulls didn't have an answer for us, and Vanny is gonna know this too if he feels that way. So I was thinking like maybe Vanny wants to start this game and then hit the Red Bulls if it's close with the Fagundes energy and Royce finding those runs. But nah, man, he saw something, he knew something that we didn't know, right? He put up a game plan that worked against the Red Bulls, and we saw how that played out. Brugman looked like we've been on here as Brugman came back and talked about how he's the odd man out. He looks a step slow, yada yada yada. He looked like a starter, right, in a final. The guy, yeah, he looked like up to speed in the game. And we got to give Vanny a lot of credit. All the shit we give him, all the Vanny out people. You got to look at this bold ass lineup and how it played out, and give him his credit as well.
Yeah.
Something I also want to bring up, Eddie, is that not that long ago, we were talking about the future of this club, right, in the off season, and we were talking about who might be sticking around and who it might be transferred out, or who would be trade fodder. And I remember we brought up who would you trade? Who's somebody that that we could get rid of, not get rid of, but like that we can give up for somebody else. And we all said Brugman, right? I remember Brugman was one of the guys that we brought up, and we questioned his future with this club because he's getting older. And I mean, look at what happened, dude. All of a sudden, his stock went up.
No, but you know what? He stepped up to the game that he knew he needed to step up. Like if you don't perform in this game, nah. Like no, you can. I still feel he's in the trading block. I feel
Yeah.
that way for Brugman, but I also see that he did what he was supposed to do for this game. Like that does bring up your stock because that tells you that you will perform when you have to. And yeah, I'm happy for everything that he got, for everything that he did, and the fact that he got MVP for the match. But yeah, he's still to me a player that I would trade at any point.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
and it's not necessarily a trade at any point, but we got MLS and their funny money and all that.
Oh,
You have to think that something still has to give, right? I mean, we don't want it, we don't want it to give, but you have to think about like, oh, we have Ricky out, right? Is it going to be one of those things where we put Ricky in whatever the season-ending injury or whatnot, and we keep these two, or do we make cap space? Because these guys take a lot of money, and it's a lot to keep on the bench, right? And Brugman and Fagundes, does one of them move, and you bring somebody else? So Chewy's not wrong. I think there's still questions, despite because you have to consider age, and he had injuries.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still a question. But let's enjoy this for now.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
can we bring up that statement from Orlando Popper about Vanny getting
Yes.
his manhood
He got
back?
his manhood back. He got his manhood back.
Because you know what, I
Walker
want to
boy.
say something. Vanny was Vanny is one amazing, incredible save by Stephen Fry away from having 3 MLS Cups under his wing. You gotta remember that. And he won in the East with TFC. That team was a joke when he went over to them, and he turned them into winners. They won the treble. And then LA Galaxy. I mean, we've been talking about everything that's been happening over the last 10 years. And Bob the Builder came here, and look what we have now.
Yeah, we were pretty much
Give the man his flowers, man.
Yeah, 100%. The whole Vanny thing, I was the biggest hater of Greg Vanny, and he proved me wrong. He got us at 6, and not just the fact that he has this certain depth too in his team. It goes to show that everything that was done in the offseason worked, and Kuntz was a very crucial factor of having this system that Vanny has work for this team. So I love seeing that. All right, can we talk about the real MVP, Eddie, Eddie?
I'm getting a lot of love here. Shout out to Jonathan and Miguel, very number one fan. By the way, Miguel Berry, number one fan, I think you need to change your handle to MLS Cup winner, Miguel Berry, number one fan.
No,
Yes, sir.
I put a tweet out there yesterday that said Miguel Berry has officially have more MLS Cups than Leo Messi,
He does.
and he's blowing up right now, and I feel good.
Suck on that, MLS. Damn,
Oh,
dude.
it's funny. It's funny too, cause you know who else has more MLS Cups than Messi?
Mm.
Zabaleta.
Yes, two.
Hell yeah, let's go.
He's like that meme of when you play what the fuck is that game called? I forgot right now. The stupid shooting game the other kids played. Oh my god, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
when your team wins and you got 0 kills.
Hey, let's go.
Right there.
Yes, sir. Before we get into the match, dude, the MLS admins for their fucking social media must be fucking hating life right now, having to post nothing but LA Galaxy. Ooh, I love it.
Man, fuck the MLS, bro. Like the whole week, I was expecting so much shit for Galaxy in New York. They didn't have a shit. They really didn't do much. Like, come on, guys. It's fucking MLS Cup. Fucking pay them overtime. Like, let them fucking do more. We had we had fucking more shit from pods, from individual pods.
Yes,
We had a lot
I
more
was gonna
shit
say
from
that.
like CBS did a lot more than MLS, bro. Like, what the
You
fuck?
understand
man?
why they didn't post much, right? It's because they didn't want this final, bro.
Nah, but
You
you
already
know what? At the end of
you
the day, this is what you
already
got.
won. You
You
already
know,
know
you
who
you
so
spend
there's
all your money making gifts of fucking Messi, and then he didn't even make it.
But you
Yeah.
know what, man? Um, it kind of reminds me of like old school MLS, where back in the day, you had a radio show here and there. You had the early podcasts, trying to build that on that the game and at the underground grassroots level. And I mean, look at me. I was on three, I think maybe four. I don't remember, three podcasts. Bob said he was on six. Mark Fishkin, who we had earlier from the Seeing Red podcast, that guy was like everywhere. I know Corner of the Galaxy was on several podcasts. We were, and then the Nag boys were here and there. I mean, everybody. We understood the importance of this. The New York fans understood the importance of this, and even some of the other podcasts that that are MLS centric, we saw them. They understood the gravity of this, and the fans that care the most are going to gravitate towards that, right? And even though the mainstream media will not cover it and give it the attention that it deserves, it grows here at the grassroots level because, and especially with the young people, the younger generations, these are the people that are going to one day become producers and directors and move up into these companies and these broadcasting networks or streaming services, and they're the ones that are going to be the ones that are going to dictate how the game is presented and give it the attention that it desers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
I still say like it feels pretty fucked up that the MLS, bro, like the organization. I don't know if it's Apple that decided or not. Like, I don't know if it's MLS, Don Garber, whoever the fuck, right? Like, nah, dude, you guys did not give the kudos to both teams. At this point, it's to both teams, to Red Bulls and to Galaxy. You did not give the right amount of support that you should have given for media coverage.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
By
It's
the, by the
straight up
way, real
haters.
quick, Jonathan Flores, can you bring up his comment? It's interesting. The one about the Chicago Fire podcast. That's our
Not
good
about me.
friend. That's our good friend Nick Glass. He has a podcast called Glass House Soccer. He covers the Fire, and man, that team is a roaring dumpster fire anyway. But that dude does a
Ah,
great job, and kudos to him. He's been covering the MLS playoffs, even though his team is not in the playoffs. He's still covering the playoffs, and I know he was one of the people that kept messaging me and saying, hey, good luck, and then afterwards he was one of the few, people that say, I'm so happy for you. So thank you, Nick. Also, Tony brings up replica rings next season. And let me tell you something. We're not just getting the replica rings, but it's going to be the 20th anniversary of the 2005 MLS Cup victory. And remember the last time we celebrated something like that was in 2022,
Oh,
where we got those really
two
nice
ring year.
replica rings. So it's gonna be a ring year. We're gonna get, hopefully we get 2005 replicas. Oh
Yeah.
man, let's add that to the collection, baby.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
Hell
Hell
yeah,
just
yeah.
that'd be awesome.
real quick on a shout out I want to give out. Most of you guys, well, I mean, all you guys fucking know, I don't really come out on camera. I usually produce. I do all the audio shit in the back. Whatever videos I can, I put them together. Um, but yeah, big shout out to somebody that I've been cool with for a good couple of years now. Barbara from LA Galaxy. She's the director of content for LA Galaxy. Her team is the one that puts together all the videos that you guys see on YouTube, that you guys see on the field. She puts together. She was one of the big heads to put together that launch, Jersey launch in the fucking sky in the universe, whatever the fuck up there.
Oh, the space
Um,
launch, yeah.
yeah, she's in charge of that group, right? So all that stuff. Just the big congrats to the people that are not seen that put everything together for fucking our enjoyment, bro. I think this year was pretty fucking great. Not doing samba dances, not bringing up fucking Speedy Gonzalez and rocket ships. Just keeping it Galaxy.
Hey, look at what we came from. Remember, was it it was 2 seasons ago, before the season began, I was in line for that kit launch for the LA kit. Remember I told you guys that was
Oh
in
yeah, yeah,
downtown
yeah,
LA,
yeah.
and how sorry that was. What a
Yeah.
sorry just production. It was worse than a high school drama production.
Damn.
The spotlights weren't in the right spot. The players were supposed to hang around and for photos and autographs afterward, and they just left. And then I was in the front talking to Joe Tito and asking him, "Hey Joe, what's going on next?" He's like, "I don't know." And he was the MC, and what a mess, dude! What a mess. And we go from that, from having the kit launch at this old, historical theater, right? But still an old historical theater that's difficult to get to in downtown LA, to celebrating a sixth MLS Cup in our own house with a nice size crowd.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
way it should
Beautiful.
be.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it was beautiful. You guys want to get into the game or not?
Let's
Fuck
fucking
this
go.
game. Well, now we're talking and nothing about the game. All right, gentlemen, we were all surprised with the Gaston Brugman start. Um, this this team, let's see, we I can't even remember what fucking minute they scored, but it was Joseph Painso really early,
Oh,
and
I'll tell you right now.
with the
Ninth
surprise
minute.
of Gaston, and then the through ball that he gives to Painso to put him into space
Oh,
to
dude,
score.
it was a nice give and go too.
And then these type of matches, you always want to wait those first 15, 20 minutes to kind of test out your opponent. The jitters are going to be in the players, the nervousness. And right away, well, not right away, but 10 minutes. That's all it took for the LA Galaxy to get on the board. Edgar, take us through that play. What was your initial reaction to that?
Well, I was in the near corner of the field, but I remember watching the build up to it, and I mentioned earlier, it was a series of passes, in which Galaxy was trying to find a way to crack into that New York defense, uh, and something that one of the pods that we keep in touch with, he mentioned on our MLS media chat. He's like, it looks like he goes like, I thought both teams were going to be a bit conservative. He goes, but no, it looks like they're both coming out like, fist swinging to try to, get a knockdown or something. And so Galaxy passed the ball around. They passed the ball around, and like I said, at one point there was a give and go. Brugman had the ball. He dishes it up and he goes on a run. He gets it. Nice filtered pass to Joseph Paintsil, and that position where he goes through was where that guy Andres Reyes should have been for New York. So you can imagine if that guy would have been there, he would probably knock Paintsill down or something for like a hard foul. But yeah, Paintsill got around his defender, and this is funny, right? Because before going into the match, I was asking Bob and some of the New York pundits, "Hey, tell me about Carlos Coronel, the goalkeeper, right?" Because we've seen him do fantastic things. He did great against Columbus, and so we're like, how good is this guy? And he's like, oh, he's good. But even them, even the Atlanta guys, even the Charlotte guys, they all said the same thing to me. They're like, this guy will make a boneheaded mistake at some point, and he should have stopped that shot. Let's be honest, he should have stopped it. But it got under
Yeah,
him. It just whoop, 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 and the ball just
yeah.
like went into the net and pandemonium. Everybody goes fucking ape shit.
Could that finish have gone any better, Eddie? Because it did seem that he kind of shot it at the keeper.
Could have got, yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, it could be one of those things where the the keeper was also expecting, a better shot, and he probably, was anticipating that he was going to try to hit the side netting, and with that, you kind of just it's a happy mistake, he doesn't get the best strike on it, but it ultimately goes in. So, well, no. So I guess with that argument, could it have gotten better? No, because it went in, right?
Yeah,
It
at the
went
end of the
in.
day, it still went in. Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
all's well that ends well, man.
yeah, and the stadium erupts. Like I mentioned earlier, I was up top with next to the New York supporters, and me and my homie Eric were we're just in there giving us some dude, just talking mad shit, yelling, being obnoxious. Um, in the stadium, it's so magical to be in Dignity Hill Sports Park when it's a final. Like I
Yeah.
said, this is my fourth one, and every time that first goal hits, it's that stadium is a whole different place. Everybody want to talk about like other stadiums that are loud and this and this and that. Nah, Dignity Health Sports Park on a championship day, first goal goes in. It's wild in there, and I saw everybody down there. I saw Riot Squad going wild. I saw Victoria Blood going wild, and it was beautiful to see right away. 10 minutes. It didn't take that long, and then 3 minutes after that, my goat Dejan Joveljic scores the LA Galaxy second goal to put them up top 2-0. An assist, I guess. They gave the assist to Delgado, but Dejan Joveljic doing his best Ricky Puig impression of dribbling up.
No, let me tell you about that goal because when at this point I was pretty like right, I was having my drinks, but
Yeah.
I remember watching the goal and just going nuts. But afterward, when I actually sat down and I looked at the highlight, um, he did something that I mentioned to Bob during one of our shows regarding uh, how much Dejan Joveljic has changed since he joined the club. Because when we joined the club, you guys remember he was a super sub, right? And he would do these amazing things. He would create something out of nothing. But but when he had to step in for Chicharito, he had to change his entire style to try to fit that system, right? Where he's supposed to be there at the receiving end of a pass and try to just knock it in. And one of the things that was missing from him was that creative flair. We hadn't seen that in a while. And I told him, Dejan is the kind of guy that you could give him the ball, at the top of the box or like, near the, around that area, like in the middle, in that upper third, you give him the ball and he will dribble and he'll find a seam and he'll score a goal. I was like, but we haven't seen that in a while. They're like these days, it's kind of he's like floating around in the six or somewhere in the 18 and they get the ball to him and he does something to score. I was like, but this time what we saw, this is the Dayon that we used to see in 2022. The guy got the ball and you would think at some point he was going to dish it off, but no, he kept going and none of those New York players, defenders came up to try to stop him. And he saw his chance. He went in there and what a nice shot, man. What a nice
Yeah.
shot
Yeah.
to the far post. This is the Dayon that we saw in 2022, and he showed up for the final, man, and he scored that game-winning goal.
Eddie.
And
Beautiful.
I got to point something out too. Another more credit to Vanny, right? One of the things I talked about with Seattle is we didn't make Seattle work as much as LAFC did in the previous round, right? Like we didn't stretch them out as much, even though we won. Obviously, we won and they didn't. We didn't stretch them out as much. At times, it felt like Seattle kind of had the better of the possession. I think Vanny kind of learned in this one, and the goal. There was a similar play where obviously they doesn't score before that, but he receives the ball, closer to our own half, to the half, and he dribbles down the middle. And if you go back and look at that goal, Painsil and Peck are running kind of wide. They're not really putting themselves in position to receive the ball. So I
Yeah.
think that's like a Vanny scout too. Like
Hmm.
let's open it up. And yeah, if you go back, these two dudes run. They're just so worried. And I know other podcasts and I think other people covering MLS talked about how they feel like New York is gonna like double team Peck and they're gonna put a lot of pressure on Peck. Vanny, I think Vanny might have played into that. And when these two guys ran, Dayon had a lot of space to dribble in front of him. So I give Vanny credit for that one as well. An amazing finish, by the way. That
Yeah.
finish is fucking was great. You know, that's like world class. You know, that's something we want to see every day. And before Brian says anything, that just means we're gonna get more money from to
We
bring in a
don't need
striker.
a forward. There's an old video that somebody tagged me in where I think Alexis Lalas asked De Jong about if he's the future, and then he's like, "Well, right now I'm coming off the bench, but yeah, I see myself being the main guy here. I want to be the main guy." And last night or yesterday, midday, he showed it. That goal was class, but I don't know if the goal was better or the celebration because he did a little Robbie Keane as
Yeah.
celebration, and then he pointed up to him and gave him a
No,
respectable bow.
from what I heard, he tried to do the old Robbie Keane, like cartwheel and roll, and to celebrate with him. And then he went and looked for Ricky up in the suite, and he bowed to him because it's something I think Ricky does with like Yamane and some of his teammates, where he bows to them. And so that was cool. Also, let's talk about real quick about Joseph Paintsil's celebration, where he's like putting his hands up, like give me something, right? Everybody's like, what the hell is he doing, right? And then obviously, what he wanted all along was for somebody to give him a Ricky Pooch jersey so he could dedicate the goal to him. Um, so yeah, that was fantastic. By the way, I'm gonna take a little credit here. Um, I forgot what pod I was on. I think it was the Battered Fans. They asked me, "Who do you think is going to be, who do you think is going to be the X factor for this match?" And they were like, "Is it going to be Painto or Peck?" And I said, "No, I think it's going to be Dejan Joveljic." I was like, because there's so much attention that's been paid on Gabriel Peck. There's been so much attention that's been paid to Joseph Paintil's resurgence in the playoffs. I was like, everybody's forgetting about Dejan Joveljic and what he can do. I was like, I feel like he has it in him to step up and score a goal that could decide the game.
Yeah, definitely. The LA Galaxy was up 2-0, and at this moment it felt like the LA Galaxy could have ran away with it. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
the goals were 3-4 minutes apart. It looked like the LA Galaxy was firing on all cylinders offensively until the 28th minute. We had the midweek show with Bob, and he was kind of giving us some of the ways that the LA Galaxy could be hurt. And one of the things that he mentioned, and something that we all know, was set pieces. Um, Take us through that play, Eddie. That set piece. Whose fault? Who, what, when, where, why?
Hold on, let me go back because it's more than one person's fault. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
And mind you, that Red Bull, we couldn't get out of our own half for a while. Red Bull's got a few balls, a few chances, and a couple corners before that all happened. So we were already struggling with these set pieces, and in that play, I don't know. Only credit to Yoshida maybe for trying to clear it, but if you look at it, one, two, three, four people not guarding anybody,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
you blame everybody. Somebody's got to close out, right? I mean, I'll say this maybe because we won, but credit to the defender. What a finish, What a finish by
Oh
the
yeah.
by
That
the
was Sean
a
Nealis.
defender. Yeah, but dude, at the end of the day, it's a defender. You should be able to close him out, and it doesn't take too much pressure to have him either fuck that play up or just block him. And you had to put blame on the whole defense in that play because it
yeah.
was, yeah, it was whack.
Edgar, what you got on that goal?
Yeah. Like I said, I keep in touch with a bunch of podcasters from around the league, and one of them messaged me and said, "This is exactly the kind of stuff that New York does. This is a 100%. New York Red Bulls goal, they like to make it like real messy and gritty and ugly, and then bang, they hit you with a goal. Um, and so there's a thing, right? Where we're up to nothing. It looks like Galaxy's gonna take take this game and grab the bull by the horns and all that, and all of a
Mhm.
sudden, that bull like knocks you down and staring you down with those horns, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna be a lot more difficult than we thought. And credit to those Red Bull fans, man. They celebrated that. They were loud.
Oh,
They
I
were
got
so
yelled in my
loud,
face.
dude.
I got yelled in my face because I was up to being the managers, 2-0. We were up, and me and my homie were just talking banter, talking shit. And then, yeah, the Rebels get on the scoreboard, and the guys that were in front of us looking back at us like, yeah, like, fuck, man. But it was good though. I felt, it was a good banter back and forth.
Nah,
Let me give you guys some stat from this first half, and
go for it.
one of them that's gonna be shocking for you guys is gonna be the possession. Um, the New York Red Bulls had 52% to our 47, and I think that kind of
Oh, I'll stop you right there. It's not
mm,
shocking at all. When they scored that goal, we started looking uncomfortable.
yeah.
We let them play out or their half, and they were able to move the ball around. But whenever we got the ball, we were fucking just throwing it up or just giving it away. Couldn't put two passes together. So you're talking about the first half stats and it being shocking. It's not. It's not shocking at
So,
all.
so I was gonna go into it because the missing factor was Ricky Pooch, who usually has the most touches when they play anybody.
Mhm.
He's had the most touches in the league, and so when you have a player like that that's out, I mean, you're gonna see discrepancy in the possession. And another thing that they were really good at was the corners. They had 4 to our 3. Uh, Aerial ball one. This is a funny one. We beat them in the air, 9-1. I guess that one was the goal.
Well, you know
It's funny
why?
because Bob kept telling us how good New York is at aerials. Remember?
Yeah, you
But
gonna say Eddie?
but that happens. But the reason that happens is because, like I mentioned, before that goal happened, and after that, they were just they're throwing that ball in there. That's the reason we beat them in aerial ball. So we had to we had to clear a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And then the total shots are 5 to their 3 from the minute 28 all the way up to the half. I was I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous because from that goal that they scored, it seemed like they took momentum a little bit. And like Eddie mentioned, after that, it seemed like they had the better half of the possession. And yeah, when you give team a little bit of slack, if another goal would have went in, it could have turned the whole game around. And I'm glad we went into the half 1-0. Guti, where were you at halftime?
Oh, hold on. Sorry,
Well, we're
real
missing a
quick.
big thing.
No,
Yeah.
I want to address.
New York misses a sitter in the 33rd minute.
Yeah. And
There's
so
a
does Dayan.
cross.
Dayan gets one too that he kind of just pokes and gives it to the keeper.
But anyways,
Yeah.
Guti, sorry. What were
No,
you
hold on.
saying?
Before Guti, I just want to address something real quick. Jonathan Flores has a question. Can you bring it up real quick? Because I want to answer that real quick because yeah, it is a good question. He asks, "Is this the first game of his entire season? We have less possession than our opponent." And do you know what you guys want to know? The last game that where LA Galaxy had less possession was that loss to
In
Houston
Seattle.
Dynamo on decision day, where Dynamo had 53% of the possession. So that's the answer to your question. Yeah, you Galaxy is a possession-minded team. When when they don't have the ball as much, I guess you got to work on those counters. But with somebody like Ricky Puig or a midfield like Galaxies, you want to have that ball so that way you can try to create and get one of your wingers or or create some chaos in the box to try to score goals. Go ahead, Guti. Sorry.
Halftime. What was going on with you? All right,
Uh,
cool.
I
Oh.
that's dude, bro.
Damn.
I celebrated that first goal like very very hard. I think once Dayon scored that second, I was actually shocked that we got that we were up early. I've said this before. I would like to consider myself the most negative person ever. I feel like I have the worst luck ever. Uh, I did not feel comfortable being up 2-0, especially in that time and like in those 13 minutes we were up. So in the entire time I was like, no, I gotta relax. There's still a lot of game left, and this the worst is probably still gonna happen. And when the Red Bull scored, I was like, "Fuck, this is really gonna happen, isn't it? It's really, really gonna happen. I'm gonna be here to witness this shit." I was nervous the entire time. I was nervous. I was sitting there, I had my hands together, like praying right there, like, "Oh, por Dios, por favor, Dios, por favor," the entire time. And I think after, like you guys said, when the Red Bull scored, I feel like they just pretty much took over that half for the rest of the first half.
Yeah, and that was something I wanted to get into because all the action really happened in that first half. Well, when it came to the goals, that second half, Edgar, what were some things that you liked and some things you didn't like?
You talking about the first half?
Second half,
Oh, the second half.
because yeah, it was 2-1 all the way through, and then yeah, there was the action was lacking, I guess. What are some things you did like, and what some
No,
things
there
you didn't
was
like?
action. It's just it was very tense. It was really really tense. I remember New York had their chances, man. They had their chances to score. I think I saw somewhere somebody posted that Emil Forsberg, right, their captain. This is the guy who abandoned his wife and kid, right, in Europe. Let's get that out of the way real quick. But yeah, this guy, he's like, he's like the spearhead of their attack, and um, I heard he got no touches. What a job by the defense! He got no
Yeah,
touches like in the box or something like that. It's something crazy, and that's a fantastic job by the defense. For an LA Galaxy defense that has been such a sore spot, and some would say an Achilles heel for this team for the last God forever, right? I mean, how bad has our defense been forever, right? And MLS doesn't invest that much in defenders, right? So imagine for years, other teams that are winning titles are investing in defenders, and here's the LA Galaxy who's just trying to bring a big name right into the club to sell shirts, and what kind of defenders that we have, right? I mean, Skelvik and what's his face, the guy from Sweden, I forget. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like we go from that to like a defense that has had all these issues the entire season, and then in the playoffs they really stepped it up, man. A lot of credit, of course, goes to Emiro Garces for what he's done. Credit to Mickey Yamane, John the Rock Nelson, and Maya Yoshida also for doing what he has to do. Even though sometimes we question the things that he does, but it's captain. But that's defense. But yeah, New York made it uncomfortable. I told you guys. I mean, I'm gonna go out and say it. I predicted it. People were like, "Oh, it's gonna be 2-1 Galaxy, 3-1." I said it's gonna be 2-1 Galaxy, and it's gonna be very tense. I said this is going to be the same scoreline that we had in the first time these two teams ever played each other, way back on Saturday, April 13th, 1996. Galaxy went up 2-0. New York got one back, and that entire second half of that game was freaking nuts because New York had so many chances to tie the game. And in that game way back when, we saw something similar this time around. Obviously, the stakes were higher, but yeah, it made for a very tense, very tasty second half in retrospect. But let's talk real quick about something that made me laugh at the time was that false finish.
Oh yeah, wait, but no, we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Sorry,
Uh,
sorry, go on.
I disagree with you saying so that you're right. So you're wrong as far as saying
Oh, thank
that
you.
you said that the New York was going to make us uncomfortable. Then they were going to make it difficult. No, I think we made it difficult on ourselves. Uh, Jovic, that miss, the one on one, that dummy play where Joseph Painsil, misses a clear opportunity. Uh, Yamane hits the pole.
Yep, he has the post. Yeah,
Yeah,
Peck misses a
boom
one
off
on
the
one.
post.
Royce misses a shot inside the close to the six.
hmm
Yeah.
That's five
yeah,
chances, clear
Yeah, I
chances
think
that could have put this game away. So we made it uncomfortable for ourselves.
that was one of my problems too. Is that we would get like I feel like we were attacking, but I think my main problem was that we just couldn't finish when we needed to finish. We couldn't like at
yeah,
all, and
yeah.
like we said, like no, I think the ones I remember was uh the one that Yamane had when he hit the post. The clear and obvious one when Peck took it down, and he literally like just inches, literally inches. He barely missed it, and that's what was bothering me is that we just couldn't finish. I was sitting there, my seat was like we can't finish, bro. Like that's crazy. Like, I mean, thankfully, Forsberg
Yep.
bottled his too. So
Yeah.
And then the false finish, dude. Go ahead and take the lead. I just wanted to say something about two.
Go
Which
ahead.
is
Go ahead,
That
Edgar.
was so dumb, dude. Like everybody's all pumped up. It's funny because I'm looking at the clock, right, and I bring up my phone because I want to record that final moment. And so the ball's on that side of the field, and uh, I mean, everybody's pumped up and going nuts. All these arms are up in the air, and I didn't see it at the time. And I went back and looked at it. I guess there was an offside where Emil Forsberg tried to get the up at the end of a series of passes. That balls bouncing around in the box. Forsberg is offside. The referee doesn't immediately call it, even though the play would have been dead. And then when he finally does call a whistle, just because of the timing of everything, it looked like he was, whistling the end of the match, and everybody starts running on
Yeah.
the field. I get mobbed in the stands. People are jumping on me like, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna upload the video at some point to YouTube, but it's funny because we're all like, yeah, we're all celebrating, hugging, and at some point, literally like 20 seconds later, we're like, wait, what the hell is going on? What? And you turn around, you're like, what? They're still playing. What
yeah.
the hell just happened,
So
right?
it's it's funny because if you like look back at the replay, if you watch the game, uh, you can see the ref call the offside, but when you see everyone run in, there was a part where like Emil Forsberg literally, like he's like upset, but then he sees like I think it was Cuevas and someone else hugging. I forgot who he was
They're on the
hugging.
ground, right?
Yeah, they were on the ground, and literally Forsberg goes up to him. He's like, "No, like, what are you guys doing?" He called outside, like, "Get the fuck out of here! Like, get out of here!" Like,
yeah,
and then I'm like, "Oh my god,
they're
man,
they're
yeah.
forcing like the
crazy."
cameras off the field.
Yeah,
That's
The
hilarious.
the the funny
Eli
thing
went on the
about
field and they tackled him and they had to throw him back out. No, I'm just kidding.
the yeah, the thing about that, it was like I saw the clock was winding down, right? It was close. I think that happens like in the exact 96 minute, and I was starting feeling a little emotional. I was like, oh shit, I'm here. This is about to happen. We're gonna about to win our six, and I started feeling emotional. I happened to catch the offside call. I saw the gesture by the ref, so I knew the game wasn't over. And everyone like, this happens, and that kind of took that emotional moment away from me. So when the final whistle did
Yeah,
happen, I was like, all right, we won.
it made it a little anticlimactic, right? Is that what you want to
Yeah, it
say?
did. It did.
for me, yeah, like the same thing with Edgar said. I was ready to record, and as soon as the ref blew that whistle for the offside, I literally was just like screaming, and I literally fell to my seat, and I started crying. And then after a while, I was like, "What? What's going on?" And I saw that they called the offside, and I'm like, "Are you serious, bro?" And then I think, yeah,
La
so
van
once
a
they
Cruz Azulear.
yeah, bro, fuck, man. So they kicked it. They kicked it. It was basically on their half, and eventually when the ref when he did call the whistle, the same thing happened. I literally fucking fell back in my seat and I started crying again.
Yeah, I think everybody cried in the stadium. I know I shed a tear.
Yeah.
I know the people, everybody in the supporter section. I seen the videos were shedding tears. Yeah, it was a beautiful moment. Let me give you guys some stat from the second half. They were these stats were way more in favor to the New York Red Bulls. In shots, they're 7 to our 6. Possession wise, and I think this is where the last 10 minutes it might have happened. 38 for us to their 61 in possession in that second half. That's a big disparity between the two teams, especially seeing how the LA Galaxy is one of the most possession type style teams. Those last 10 minutes,
Oh, look, my brother.
hey, what a game! Those last 10
Spidey did
minutes,
it.
gentlemen. How tense were you guys? Because I just had my hands over my face, kind of just looking at the
To,
match, and
to
I was
quote
tense. It was tense.
to quote Tony, I'm assuming we're all making churros.
Yeah, those last 10 minutes. I didn't want to be in that negativity mindset because I wanted to see my team win their six, especially me being there for the fourth time and watching them win four. It was I don't know. I just didn't want. I was like this the whole time, looking at the New York Red Bulls attack us. I mean, I guess defensively we did our job because they didn't end up scoring anything. Edgar, those last 10 minutes, how tense were they for you?
Well, um, I was trying really hard not to think negatively. Like I said, I've been conditioned to think like that, not just as a longtime Galaxy fan, but as a Clippers fan, right? I mean, it's just nature of it. And also, I support Fulham. And it's a club that's not expected to win championships, but you know, we're talking about the LA Galaxy here, and there were some point where New York got so close, and I remember thinking to myself, "Oh my God, the floor is about to fall out beneath us, right? And we're gonna feel that cold chill of giving up a tying goal." But it never came. And even though, despite that false finish, right, the false end in the match, that final whistle finally did come, it was an even bigger roar than the first one. I felt
Yeah,
because if it was like, okay, you got us once, but this is the one that really counts.
yeah, one hundred
And
percent.
I mean, I started crying right there. I mean, if you guys saw me after the game, I was crying everywhere. It was funny. You know,
Yeah, me and
um,
Edgar had a nice moment too.
yeah. And I want to address something that Alex was saying, and maybe we could shed more light on this as we talk about the aftermath of the match, and that is Alex is saying, we right that we almost gave up a goal, we scored a goal, we went up. And as a longtime journalist, I'm dissuaded from saying using that pronoun we, because I'm talking about the team and the kids. They're the ones that play the game. They're the ones that score the goals. They're the one that wins games, right? But because of the journey that this club has been on over the past 4 or 5 years, right? All the turmoil from 2020, uh, all the questions surrounding the ownership, whether or not they cared about the future of this club, um, all the bad decisions made by the front office from Chris Klein, Jovan Karabsky, and whoever else was working with him that just didn't have like the best interest of the club as far as building a winner. Um, all those all those things, right, that we went through. It's like you're in the trenches with them, right? You're in the trenches because like I've said it before, the players come and go, right? And some players become club legends, and like we saw some of them on Saturday. And but then there's players that come and they really don't leave of the mark, like Douglas Costa, for example, right? But the ones that are always there, a constant despite everything, are the fans,
Yeah,
right? And we're the ones that that always stick to it. And there's that old saying: you can divorce your wife, but you can't divorce your club, right? Um, this is who we are, right? This is our club. And I felt like with the protest, the boycott, and everything that happened from there, um, I felt like we we took ownership of this club, even though we don't own the stake in the club, but we took ownership of this club because we suddenly had something to say about the future and the direction of this team, of the LA Galaxy. You could pat, all of you right now, where you're at home or you're listening to us, later on in your car or wherever, pat yourself on the back, pat yourself on the chest, right? Because all of you had something to do with this. Everyone that stuck with this club through the hard times and was there for the boycott, or at least show some kind of support with a hashtag Klein out, and then celebrate it after. You had a part in this, all of you.
yeah,
So just like the Save the Crew campaign, and how they saved their club, and they have this immense sense of pride in their club for what they did. We saved the LA Galaxy, and that's what we can say. We At the end
yeah,
of this cup, we can say we won this cup because we did win this cup. It's for
yeah.
all of us.
Man, what are you fucking French? Oui.
Oui, oui, d'accord. Je suis
Beautifully
d'accord.
said, though. Beautifully put. Eddie,
Yeah.
yes.
What? Oh no, nothing.
Ah,
No,
you were just
just
trying to shit on Edgar.
yeah. Oh fucking crap.
That's what you get.
What happened?
He's getting a cramp.
Oh
He got
no!
stuck. He got stuck cramped.
Look, he got cramped in that position. Look at he's stuck.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
man, let me tell you something funny that happened to me after the match. Well, we wait for Eddie to come back. So I'm doing my interviews, right? I went from my seat. I went over to the Victoria block, and I was filming some footage, and I spoke to some people there, and then I went over to the Galaxian stand. As you guys know, I'm one of the original charter Galaxians. I saw Ray. We had a nice little moment there. Afterward, I went over to to the Victoria Block area outside the stadium, right? The paddock, I would like to call it, and I started, I would film my little footage there. But at one point, it was just me, Manny, and Ray. And I started talking to them, and I was interviewing them, and you can see it on Instagram. You guys can go and find it. So I'm interviewing them, and they're talking about everything that they've been through, the club, blah blah blah. It's amazing, right? Amazing stuff. And at the end, I'm like trying to get off and be like, yeah, thank you guys. And then they're like, and then Manny takes my phone. He's like, no, let's talk to you. And he's like, how did you feel? And they make me talk, and uh, that really struck a nerve with me, and I started just crying. I started
Yeah.
crying on camera, and it just shows how much that meant to me. So you guys go and see it. That's like real raw emotion from me. And I was yelling. I'm sorry for the audio. I was yelling when Eli Lesser, God bless you, Eli. He gave me that mic set, and he's like, so he could do better interviews. He's like, just don't yell, you don't yell. Those mics are pretty hot. I
Yeah.
was like, ah.
Everybody was emotional. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
10 years since the last time the LA Galaxy has won a title, and all that emotion that's just been built up in these last 10 years, wanting to see your team back in the glory, wanting to see your team be back, right? And everything was just released. I don't think there was a dry eye in the stadium, even from the losing away fans. I mean, they were crying too. This is a
yeah.
one that they really wanted on their end as well. And they haven't been in this position for a very long time. And so one of the coolest things that happened to me when I was walking down from my seat is that I interacted with a lot of New York fans. I They saw tears in my eyes, and I kind of just extended my hands out to give a hug to New York fans, and they accepted the hugs, which is really cool. Um, I did that a couple times, and I really enjoy that aspect that this is football. This is the beautiful game, and yeah, we might be rivals while the game is on, but after the match, we could all hug it out and have a beer. You know what I mean? Then there's always going to be one victor, and in this particular case, the LA Galaxy ended up winning, and we're gonna put one more star in these bad boys, and that was the beautiful thing that happened to me coming down from my section, and I loved it.
You, I had a repeat of the emotions I had at the end of the 2014 match because before the game, I spoke to a lot of the Revolution fans, and what a what a messed up franchise, right? I mean, five chances to win an MLS Cup and five very difficult losses. Like if you look at their history, these were really hard losses for them. Um, but I remember like at the end of the match, I saw some of them and I felt so bad for them, right? And they were like, "No, we're just happy to be here. It's nice. It's a good opportunity to get out to the West Coast." And then I saw the Red Bull fans, and you want to talk about like us as Galaxy fans going through the grinder and suffering through these last 10 years. These guys have never won
Yeah.
anything. They have that supporter shield that they won, and the teams on the East Coast always clown on them. They're like, "You guys have a dinner plate." But you had nothing else to show for it. And that kind of stuff humbles you, right? I mean, we as Galaxy fans, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm pretty humble when it comes to winning championships. I feel blessed to win a championship, and then afterwards, I offer my gratitude to my opponent, and I thank them for for being there. And afterwards, I was walking around and I would run into Rebel fans and I would tell them, "Thank you so much. If you guys were playing anybody else, I'd be cheering for you guys."
Yeah.
And But
Are you
yeah,
back?
They were so fucking awesome, man. Oh, and got and real quick, well, Eddie, while he gets back in, I'm gonna look up something because I want to share something with you guys. So go ahead. Did he stretch you out, Eddie?
Hey. Noche de sexto. Let's go.
Noche, noche de sexto.
Hey, was that a real photo or Photoshop? Landon Donovan. He's in here. He can't sit down because he's cramping up. You had to play. Oh no, cramping up all day. Yeah. Uh, yes. Share, Guti, share. Yeah. You can't hear them? I can hear them. If if you guys could hear Eddie, give a thumbs up in the chat. In the meantime, yeah, he cramped up. He's alive. He's just not be
His
able to
microphone cramped up too.
yeah, his microphone cramped up too.
That's how you know we're live. By the way, well, we fixed that technical
Go back
issue.
to this. Eddie, talk.
Let's see. Chat, can you guys hear Eddie?
Nah, I still
No, we
can't.
No.
can't hear Eddie. Okay, well, let me share something with you guys while we try to figure things out. So, the New York Metro Stars, they have a thing. If you guys remember, like the Boston Red Sox for the longest time had the curse of the Bambino, right? Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
That he helped them win a lot of World Series early, way back in the early days, and they sold him to New York for some stupid reason. The owner, whatever, and then the Red Sox didn't win a World Series for like 86 years. Well, in New York, they have a thing called the Curse of Caricola. Nicola Caricola is a former Juventus player who was with the team in 1996, and their first home game at Giant Stadium. Uh, it was a tense match against the Revolution, and like near the end of the game, the dude gets the ball, collects it, and then turns back to the goalkeeper, and he fires it into his own net.
Yeah. I've seen that highlight as
And ever since then, they've been cursed. Like that season, they ended up playing against DC United in the playoffs, and they were tied 1-1 with DC United in the deciding game. And at the very last minute of the game, they gave up an own goal and lost to DC, who went on to win MLS Cup.
So I'm
already
back.
Eddie.
I think the volume's there. Good now. Yeah, I got a
Welcome back,
cramp
Eddie.
in the middle of the show, and then like I was saying, I blamed Bryant because he didn't go play, so I had to play, and then I played soccer after. So
Oh
plus the
no.
celebrating yesterday after, and then celebrating today, and then not eating today. That those
That'll
could
do it.
all yeah.
Get some
That could all
potassium, buddy.
yeah. No bueno for Eddie. That shit hurt, bro.
You got any cool
Uh,
stories after the match, after the whistle blew?
Oh yeah, I had a. Oh, we have a couple cool stories actually. I think kinda. Well, one, Guti got all brave, put his big boy pants on. Oh look, we got a caller I think coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, he left.
He left. What the hell?
Come back, caller. Come back. Yeah. So I so we saw these people with like I don't know if you guys saw like the signs all over like covering basically the like the barricades and stuff with the MLS Cup logo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a couple people. We were in the at the end of the game. Don't ask how. We were like in section 110. So we got a good view of the trophy ceremony. That's my brother. Like big brother, still giving me advice. Hydrate, bro. Um, so they had like one of those signs, the MLS Cup signs. We're like, what the hell? Me, Sam, and Guti were there. We're like, what the hell? And then the guy's like, oh, they just gave it to us. We're like, oh shit! So we started walking around. We ended up. I have a sign, like one of those big ass signs. I'm talking
Oh,
about like
shit.
You mean one of those banners?
yeah, the banners. You saw it, right? Yeah, you were there. You saw it.
Yeah,
Edgar
I
saw
see
it.
it.
It's like a 20-foot fucking banner with it says MLS Cup and it has the Galaxy and Red Bulls logo. So I have a
That is
piece of
awesome,
history.
That's
dude.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So we got to take a picture with that. We we wrapped, or somebody wrapped Chewy's car with one. That's fucked up.
Oh, hell no! You better not start blaming me.
Oh. Yeah, it's just for
It's
the
the
cup.
parking sign.
Oh, it's like all in for the cover. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
So that was cool. And then I didn't tell anybody beforehand, but I was prepared because I didn't want to jinx it or anything. I had my goggles and I had my non-alcoholic champagne. So
Tight.
the video was on the NAG video, and I started spraying the champagne on everyone. I had brought two, so it was only fitting that I let my heterosexual life partner, Galaxy life partner, do the other one. So he got to spray people too, and it was just a dope moment. There was like a good 30 of us right there, and just in our little section, Edgar, I think.
Yeah.
And there was
dude,
people like there's like Edgar didn't know some of these people. Guti and everyone was hugging, talking like if they've known each other. Tony, stop leaving, come back.
man, let me tell you guys about the atmosphere in that supporters area. I kept asking people. I kept asking people in the you know the in the weeks before this MLS Cup. I was like, it seems like every week the celebration gets amped up more and more. I was like, I wonder what it's going to be like when we finally get the MLS Cup and the team ends up winning something. How's it going to be? Because we didn't have this 10 years ago. We didn't have these little supporters areas. And I also feel like we had supporters groups back then, but we didn't have near anything to the level of connection that we have now, where before it was your core group members that are in the club, right, in the supporters group, but now it's like a bigger, wider community that's not just the supporters, but there's people that come and hang out with the supporters, and they know where to go after the matches. So I was really looking forward to that, and my god, did it deliver. I have some footage that I took in one section and I went over to the other just to see what it was like. But I remember like I was interviewing Eric the Hammer, right? Vieira, and in the area between the two supporters groups, and it started getting cloudy, and I thought it was like it was fog, and I look over, and it was just a massive cloud of like flare smoke coming over to us. And when I saw the footage afterward, my God, beautiful, man. It reminded me of something from like South America or like those Eastern European nations where they just go off the chain with the celebration. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. That celebration spilled out into the parking lot. What an amazing thing. The fireworks going off. The police even got involved in the celebration because I heard that they were going nuts with the sirens and everything.
Tight. That's
Beautiful,
amazing.
man.
I loved it. I
Beautiful.
love that.
Hey Chewy, Tony's getting a message here that says it's asking him to log in. Okay, Chewy's
He's
fixing
looking into
that.
it. All right.
Yes,
Everyone can log in. Everyone can come in.
Guti, did you have a cool halftime or at the end of the match story besides the one where your car got wrapped up in a banner?
Oh no, that was Chewy's car.
It's like,
That was Chewy's car.
it's like his car got TP'd or something.
No, I left my car at someone's house, so no, I'm good. But not really a cool story. But this is that I was just there at I kind of moved over to the large section after the game because I thought Eddie was gonna be there, but he wasn't.
Sorry, bro. I had to get front row view the
But
celebration.
I was there with David Godinho. I was there with who else was there? With your brother, Bryant, with Willis, who was, by the way, was
Tore
out of his
up.
mind.
Having a good time.
Tore
Yeah,
up.
having a great. I don't even think he noticed me that I was there. Pretty much, I was there with Tony, sadly Cubas.
Sadly, Cuba. He'll never listen to
Nah,
this.
it's
so.
cool.
It's cool.
I was messing with him, but it was there, and I was there hugging everyone. I think my little special moment for me was Um, First of all, I want to give a shout out to Ananda from Laguna Galaxiana. We both had our first MLS Cup. You know, we just saw both our first MLS Cups pretty much. Um, I saw him after the game. He was kind of in the same section everyone else was in, and I feel like I gave that fool like the longest hug ever. And the entire time we were just like, we fucking, we did it, like, this is like the best thing ever. And
Why's the camera on me, dude?
He
He should have that
don't want,
picture of
he doesn't want me to.
Guti.
He doesn't want me to cramp up again.
No, put that picture of Guti. What
put
I mean,
a good
man?
one. Yeah, like I was just there hugging. We took a picture together, and I was telling him, like, this feels good, bro. Like for the first time, like I actually get to see this team lift the trophy, and it's like the best feeling ever. I've never seen it before. It's amazing. It really
Yeah.
is. And then
A lot of hugs going around. That was amazing.
yeah, a lot of hugs going on, a lot of crying,
A lot of tears. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of tears, a lot of crying.
Hey, that was a beautiful moment sharing with you because I remember you telling me about how you had never really celebrated a championship before. And I was telling you, it's gonna happen, buddy. It's gonna happen. And then when it does happen, and I saw you, I knew how much it meant to you.
Yeah.
I know how much it meant to me, but I saw how much it meant to you, and then it was just seeing, that happiness just pouring out of you, man. That
Yeah.
that was amazing. Thank you so much for all that unbridled just excitement and happiness, because that's another memory I can add to my life, right?
Yeah.
Celebrating with Alex in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and let's just say by the time we left the parking lot, I was already dead. I was absolutely gone.
Beautifully done. Special shout out to the season ticket members that got their season tickets in 2015 and kept getting them up till now, because you being here when the team has sucked, for seeing them win the championship yesterday, I'm very happy for you guys. You guys got to see the greatest team go back to greatness, and that's very
Yeah,
special.
yeah, that's crazy. Because then I've been a big Galaxy fan for a long time, and then I can say I am directly responsible for like 10 new season ticket members right throughout the last 5, 6 years. And I'm like, damn, dude, what did I bring them into? Because they were hard to watch. But
Yeah.
kudos to all of them. They stuck it out. And like Diego was like one of them. Our homie Diego, I got to celebrate with him, and he was just like, having like his moment. It was like, it was amazing. He got to bring his daughter, his nephew,
Yeah.
and his wife, and they got to enjoy this special thing that they'll never forget for the rest of their lives. And it's probably a little sweeter because even though we lost a lot of finals in our times, Edgar, we saw like a good Galaxy team for the most part that was making it to these finals. So yeah, shout out to all you guys, because yeah, yeah, if I came into a team and it was that bad, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people pick Fulham and Everton. Like, how do you pick those teams?
It's crazy
It's my
because
team,
for
baby.
me, like I said, I've been a Galaxy fan since 2016, so I got like pretty much the last, I guess you could say, glory year. The last year that Bruce Arena was there. The last year Robbie King was there. Ever since then, it's been like it's been nothing but pain, me throwing stuff. I became a season ticket member. I became a season ticket member in 2021, and I don't regret it one bit, even though we had our problems. The boycott happened. A lot of people were canceling their season tickets. I just didn't want to. I just couldn't cancel them for me. As much, I did my part. I stayed home for those games. It hurt, but I'm still here. That's the
Yeah.
good thing. And it's so beautiful. It's
Yes,
amazing.
beautifully done. You guys that were there today for the celebration, is there something you guys want to share about that? Because I know,
Oh,
were you there?
I want to go off on this,
Yes.
actually,
Go for it.
if I may. So, I was telling Sam on the way or the day before, and correct me if I'm wrong. All the celebrations have been pretty lame except the Hermosa Beach one.
Hermosa Beach one.
They've been-
Yep.
They
I
were
remember that
very
one.
awkward, very like, I always remember the one in the tennis court. Like, even Robbie Keane was like, I think it was like a random weeknight or something. So they're not hungover. They're not. I think like the high was gone. Just remember Robbie Keane getting up to the podium and giving like the most unenthusiastic, unlike non-excited. We did it, and it's
Yeah.
just like, all right, this
All
is
right,
weird,
cool.
right? So I think even that today's was headed on that route. I think down that path. It was like it was a little awkward, like at first, because I don't know, maybe you guys were with the supporters or something, and you got like a different vibe. But me, just as this person just watching this, they're like coming down and they're coming down in front of the what do you call it, the ticket windows, and they're waving. Only the people in the first row can see them. And I was like, damn, it's heading down that path. They're gonna do the same thing as last time, dude. Honestly, big shout out to Ricky Pooch.
He carried that shit,
Ricky
bro.
Pooch carried that
Big time.
celebration. If not, we would have had the same celebration we had. And I want to say it was it was Beckham was there, because I remember the only thing I remember from that tennis court one is that people were chanting one more year to Beckham, and then Donovan was on a contract year too, and then they started chanting 5 more years for Donovan.
Hell
So
yeah,
that's
that's right.
so yeah. But
Edgar, were you
at the
there?
end of the day, it ended up being super fun. Again, Pooj carried that thing. He pulled everyone. He pulled everyone up. That might have been shy or something. That he kept looking for those guys that were shy. He
Yeah.
like if it's very like oh, let's talk to fucking Mickey and let's just talk to Yoshida because he's the captain. Let's just talk to Ricky because Ricky is one of the main players. Let's just talk to Delgado because he's a hometown guy. That would have probably been the way it would have gone, but nah, this dude, and I think I've criticized him before and about like why he couldn't be like a kind of a captain or anything like that. I think these are like kind of like a captain quality type thing. Like let's make everyone feel like part of the team. He went as far as bringing all the academy guys. I think that was a great shout out too. He freaking's like, oh, we have academy players, and he brought up Jalen, Jalen
Cuevas
Cuevas
and Ramos Jr.
and Ramos Jr.
Mhm.
Hey,
And then of course, the big moment was fucking Pain Sale giving us a free concert.
Best
I
thing
was
ever.
mad.
hey guys, there's a couple comments I want to highlight real quick. The first one is by Jonathan Flores right there. You guys see it? It says I was there with my then girlfriend, now wife. Um, it just shows, right? The kind of relationships that you make, not just going to attend these sporting events, but the deep connections that you build when you have a shared experience like this. Because I have lifetime friends. Like I said, I mentioned my buddy Chava, who I've known since the fourth grade. But then I meet people at the matches, not just Galaxy fans, but fans from other clubs, and you become good friends, and because you have the shared experience. And he mentions, he met his girlfriend. That he was there with his girlfriend, now wife. In 2014. 10 years later, he was there again with his now wife and 6-month-old daughter. What a beautiful memory to share with them. And also, um, can you highlight that last message we got there?
Yeah, I
Well,
did
from
want
the
to put
Red
that
Bulls
one up.
fan?
Yeah.
Put that one up, because I want to give a huge shout out to all you Red Bull fans,
Yep.
man.
Class.
Um, Class organization, class fans.
Class man. Yep.
You guys are always welcome here. I remember like it was last season. One of the guys from Vikings SC came down to LA to celebrate his wedding, his honeymoon with his wife. His name is Steve Gaden, I want to say. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I just found out who he was because like somebody from the Vikings SC saw an Instagram message I put out where it's just me and him. We talked before the match and we took a photo together with him, holding out his scarf. And I told him, whenever you come to LA, you're always welcome. You got some cold ones on me. He was here. I think he was at the match. I didn't get a chance to see him because, it was just, there's so much going on. But I made a lot of good friends from the Red Bull supporters, just this week. And what else can you say? Any you guys want to say add anything else? A lot of
Nah,
respect
they
for me,
I
man.
I love them. Like I mentioned earlier, I was talking shit during the game, and after the match, hugged it out with a couple Red Bulls fans, and yeah, they were class, and I loved it.
I,
They brought a
I
good
didn't
environment to the match too, which is really cool.
I didn't talk to any Red Bull fans. I kind of usually stay away from the away fans at the games. But I'm in a group chat with a couple like people who follow MLS. Um, this is girl. I believe her name is Nicole. Um, shout out to her. Even though I'm pretty sure she don't watch this, but either way.
Oh, what a dick. Guti.
She was really calm. She was excited to be here. She was amazing. She's an amazing person. I was telling her before, like this is this is my first time here, my first time at Let's Cup. I'm nervous, and we gotta share those nerves together. But may the best person win, and just at the end of the day, we're here to have fun, pretty much. And yeah, it was just amazing. The Red Bull fans. I think we met 2 more Red Bull fans after the game. They were just, they were really calm.
yeah,
They
they
were
were hanging
sad.
out
They
with
were
us.
gutted. They were sad, but they were good people. That's the beauty right there.
Oh, look, the homie Alex Napoles
What's
jumped
up,
into
Alex?
the chat.
Shout out,
Alex. He covers RSL. He's a good friend of the show. So thank you so much, Alex.
Yes, sir. Thank
Much
you.
respect to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Uh,
Um,
did you guys want to do awards for this match?
Yeah. We can't figure out the video call, apparently.
Do you guys wanna
Don't
do
get another
awards?
cramp, Eddie.
Let's go.
Nah, I'll do
Let's start
my
off,
best.
and everybody in the chat, you guys can join in. If it's your first time, we usually do the Geo Award. The game is off, which is your worst player, your next standing player of the
Oh,
match,
we got him on. We got him
Which-
on, Tony.
which
Oh,
is
let's see if this works.
Okay. Get him on, and then we'll do the awards.
Oh, who he said?
There it is. Let him
Yes.
in.
Oh,
Let me in.
guapo, yeah.
He went to shave, that's why. To get back on the camera. What's up, dude?
Oh shit!
You're on.
Verga.
I got scared. He's gonna
Y'all
run.
can hear me?
Yes,
we
yes.
can.
Yeah, just
It's
put it
okay
on
to-
mute, man. So you
Millions.
can get reverb.
10 million.
I'm a little delayed. I can't even hear you guys on my phone. This
That's okay.
thing keeps telling me to log in required.
All right, you just talk.
So yeah, it's gonna probably take me a little bit to respond after a few seconds.
Yeah, see, it is.
First time
Technology.
caller,
How
long
does
time
it work?
listener.
What's
Is
up,
this-
Tony?
So I'll put my forehead.
This is so naggish.
Chilling
I
right here
love
with
it.
Cisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, does he still have his chocolate voice?
The meat man himself.
You can't beat my meat.
What's up, Tony? What you got for us tonight?
Yeah, let me try to call back because this thing is still not working very
Oh,
well.
damn it, Chewy.
Kind of annoying trying to wait for the delay to answer back and stuff like that.
All right, for sure.
If
Sounds good.
anybody else wants to call, because obviously these guys.
Come on, Chewy.
Let's
get
Come on,
this
You
working.
want to jump on? Come
Come
on.
on,
man.
Chewy.
All right,
Click the link. Scroll up and click the link, and we'll see if we can get anybody up here. Awards. So.
Yeah, let me go down the list. The Geo game is off. Is the worst
Oh
player.
wait. Where's what I asked for? The Donovan confirmation that it was Noche de Sexo.
Oh,
Sexto.
he'll get it
sorry.
right now. The honorable
Chris is out
mention,
another world right now, bro.
and of course the next standing player, which is the MVP. All right, boys, who's gonna start off with the game is off?
Can I start off with the game is off?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
We're in G.
Oh, there he is. Look at him. how about the Geo award goes to fucking Donovan's hair transplant doctor.
Damn.
You leave the goat alone, right?
I'm sorry. Donovan, we love you, but let it go, bro.
I know. So I just go bald, dude. Get a beard, go bald. You'll be all right. Get a hornies with the Noche de
That's
Sexo
why.
shirt.
Or get a skull tattoo, dude.
That'd be sick. You guys got a Geo award for a player on the match,
Oh, fuck.
Gio, player of
Yeah.
the match.
player in the match.
no, yeah.
A
Oh
player
yeah,
on
thank you,
the
Tony.
field.
Tony got me that picture is real, by the way. Tony got that picture for me. He's got the
Sick.
Champions Lounge.
That's nice.
I-
Any
all
game
right,
is off
you know
awards?
what? I'll give you an actual one.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get crucified for this, but I'm gonna say Gabriel Peck.
All right.
I feel like he didn't really do much yesterday, and I am still mad about that one-on-one he had yesterday. That could have just basically killed the game off. So it's just me being salty. So I'll give it to Peck.
Who you got, Edgar?
I really can't think of anyone. I mean, there was on that New York goal. It seemed like they were having such a hard time trying to clear the ball out of there, and I felt like Maya Yoshida's clearance wasn't as clean as it could have been. I mean, it's kind of hard to like bash on the man because he just captained his team to an MLS Cup, but maybe that, maybe that, maybe the whole
Yeah,
defense takes
it
an L
seemed.
in that goal.
Yeah, I can't really think of a specific player that I could give this award to. Everybody, you know, played their hearts out and a grind out win and a grind out second half that there were scary moments. So
I'm
go ahead, Eddie.
I'm
Who do you
I'm
have?
checking to see who has the lowest score and to see if I can make an argument. And I mean, there's two. I'll give you the three lowest scores. They have 6.3 on McCarthy. That's a little harsh. Six.
That's because he's a goalkeeper.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, 6.5 John Nelson. I don't see where that's at.
Yeah.
And Cedillo at 6.9. I don't know. That's. I'm trying. Yeah. I can't. No, I can't give one because
I
it's.
mean, Mark Roy's got a 6.2. Came in.
Yeah,
at
but
that.
those are off the bench, right? Like
Yeah.
to come off the bench and win the Jewel, where you have to come in and do something
Yeah.
catastrophic, you know. Shit, dude. I will. I would just put it on four people for that play. I don't
The
know.
whole defense
don't know.
for that goal.
Wait, oh, you
Alright.
know what? To be fair, you said Peck.
Yeah.
I'll go with Peck too because it's called game is off, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say Peck because Brian, you were on there, and I think you were listening. Oh, I think everybody was listening to the Kuna Galaxia pod. So for me, it's easy to call Peck the game is off because you mentioned how all the eyes on him would probably make him nervous. I said that he was going to show up. Remember, I mean, the guy who wants it, and he's going to show up, and he's going to be MLS Cup MVP. So I'll go with Peck.
He was not, and he was not.
I mean, nobody could have guessed who was going to be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The honorable mention, the You've Got Heart Medal Award. Let's start with Edgar.
Oh, I'll say Joseph Pinto for getting us on board. I mean, getting us on the board with that goal. What we mean, like I mentioned earlier, what a way to revitalize your season. Started off so hot, and then kind of took a dip towards the middle and that last third of the season, but then once the LA Galaxy, I mean, they went into the playoffs. He caught fire, and I really think we complained about it, right? That long 23-day layoff between playoff matches, and we were like, how's it going to affect the team? And I think for Painto, it really came at a great time because that dude, like I said, he's been playing for 20 straight months at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At that, he gets to rest his legs, reassess how things are, and he came back with like, renewed energy and.
Yeah.
Wow, you're gonna score such a big goal on the highest stage. Good for him.
Eddie, who you got as your Hartman Award, your honorable mention?
I will actually go with Brugman, right? Because maybe some people here will give the next ending to Brugman, but I got another choice just because I think it's an argument between these two. Because Brugman was asked to do something that none of us expected him, we thought that he can do. Right? A guy that hasn't really played. Me and my brother share a brain. That hasn't really been playing 90 minutes for months and months and months. Again, who I said it earlier, who looked a step slower than everybody else when he came back, and to have the type of performance he did, the guy's got heart, So it's fitting that he'd be the Heartman Award winner.
Guti, who you got as your Hartman?
This is a hard one because I feel like both Eddie's and Edgar's are good. Painstill and Brugman for me. I'd probably go with Painstill because I feel like for me, I feel like he was just perfect. He he was basically, I don't know who was Red Bulls. I believe their right back. Every time when he would get those long balls, dude, this dude would literally take off, and it's just, to me it was fucking incredible. This dude, it's surprising how fast Pain still is. So I'd give it to Pain still.
I got to give it to the center back. I saw the name on the chat. The honorable mention, Emilio Garces. What a revelation with this man. With the fact that he's the cleanup guy in the back. I don't know. It's incredible that we have a center back of this caliber, and locked down for what, 5 years. So we're gonna get to see him be this and more in the upcoming season. And in this particular match, I mean, having to not let any go in that second half when everything was pretty tight, I mean, it goes to him. Great effort from him. There was a play where he had to chase down one of the forwards, and he was chasing him from behind, and he still caught up to him and was able to kind of create a mistake for the Red Bulls. And a player like that, and he's a monster in the air. He is. Emilio Garces, yeah, has my honorable mention today. Gentlemen, the most prestigious award of all of MLS. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The next standing player of the match. We'll start with Eddie. Eddie, who is your next standing player of the match?
The next standing player of the match for me is no question, bro. Garces. Garces is just what a fucking monster, dude. There was a couple plays, and I said this comment, and sorry, it's not a disrespect, but I said, damn, if Neil was in there, that was a goal. There was a couple plays where he chased down, he came across the field. They put some balls that were too easy too. And I can't recall who lost their mark or whatever, but it was not Garces's man, dude. Garces, it was going to be a one-on-one, and I think those are those kind of things that don't get remembered because you have someone like Garces to clean it up, right? That guy fucking. I don't know if you guys remember a play in 2014 where AJ De La Garza chased down Charlie Davies on a one-on-one. Dude, that was like same vibes, bro. Where this man out of nowhere fucking caught up, dude, and stopped a potential fucking one-on-one. And that guy was just cleaning up everything. That guy took a freaking shot to the head, and By the way, I don't think I got to get asked. I got asked about the last 10 minutes, but I didn't hear anybody mention that Garces was down. There was a couple plays where Garces was not in there because he was out for a concussion protocol. So those were nervy moments instead when he wasn't in there. But man, where would we be without Garces?
Yep,
not an MLS Cup.
Yep.
So for me, he was the next standing. It was always between Brugman and Garces, but I think just Garces is just he's a kid. He's a guy that we knew nothing about, and when he got that starting role, he never looked back, and he was one of the X factors here in this whole run.
Mm-hmm.
And we've praised that guy's name every freaking show since he has started, right? And I don't think it was much of a debate of, man, will he keep starting as soon as we saw him? And he proved it. And the guy today in his celebration gave English a shot. He said, "What up, bros?" And that was it.
Yeah. Edgar, who's your next standing player of the match?
Oh man, it's so tempting to say Garces because if you guys have been listening to me,
say it.
What's that?
Say it.
No, I'm just saying. If you guys have been listening to me talk about how ever since he joined the club, the team has only ever lost one match, and that was that decision day match to Houston. But what a difference he's made in the club, right? But he already got his flowers from Eddie, and I would definitely have said him, but I'm gonna spread some of the love around. I'm gonna say Dayon. I felt like this is the Dayon that we saw in 2022. All of a sudden, come up and have his moment of glory, where he said he wanted to be the future of this club, and all of us are questioning, about what he can do, right, for this club. Is he the striker that we need? And Will Coons, we heard him say as during the playoffs, if you guys thinking about bringing a new striker, and he's like, no, we have one already,
Yep.
and
Thank you.
that's Dayon. But I just feel like I don't know if the goal that he scored would have happened if Ricky Puig would have been in this match, but because Ricky wasn't there to carry the ball, to that midfield, it really opened things up. And it's one of the things that I said in my previews was, the offense is a little more dynamic. It flows a lot differently when Ricky is not there, and it opens up things for some people that you wouldn't expect. And that's why I said I think Dan's going to be an X factor. He's going to do something. And my God, did he step up? And it wasn't just a cross into the box and he's there to wait for it. No, he did old school Dayon where he's
Yeah.
dancing through the defense. He gets into the box and he picks a spot. Hey, Dayon, stunt on these hoes, baby. Crown my king.
Yes, sir. And game winner nonetheless. Not in typical last minute faction, but as a game winner nonetheless. Guti, who do you have as your next standing player of the match? Your MVP.
Same thing as Eddie Garces. Um, he saved our asses a bunch of times in this game. If I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah, and throughout the playoffs too.
Yeah, exactly. Ever since he came, damn. Fool.
Damn, what?
Yeah, ever since he came, he's been a huge role in that center back position. But I was watching that game. I was like I said, I was nervous as hell. I saw those. I know that play that Eddie was talking about where he, there was like a somewhat 1v1, and this dude literally comes running out of nowhere, and he stops the guy. And to me, and this is what we've been wanting for a while is a defender who's consistent. And Garces is just, he's just it, man. So beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give my next signing player to the man who actually got it. The MVP of that match. To Gaston Brugge, man. The fact that he hasn't been able to start for many matches, hasn't really played much in these playoffs, to step in to the biggest match of the year for a club who hasn't been here in 10 years and put that performance, I mean, you got to show him a lot of love. Started us off with that through ball to get us on the board. And just throughout the game, he was more than solid. Um, it just goes to show that experienced players, like, these matches don't weigh on them. And you get experienced players like these for these type of moments, just in case, your main guy goes down. And in this case, Ricky did go down, and Brugman said, I got you guys. Don't trip. I got you guys. And he did. Deservedly so. So, next standing all the way around, there's a lot of love, and I think all of them do deserve it. So, good shit. Thank you guys. Victor says, shout out to the goalpost for saving us.
Yeah.
That gets
First
an
guy got
honorable,
consider.
gets an
Hey,
honorable mention for sure.
you know what we haven't had in this episode, and we haven't had in a while, is a little LA night. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
had one of those.
Like that guy who does the games in Spanish. LA Galaxy go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was good.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
Oh,
Boys,
oh, there you go.
6 titles. 6 titles, gentlemen.
How does
2024.
that feel, dude?
Your LA
Because
Galaxy is MLS champions for the 6th time. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6th time MLS
so
champions.
I can't do the spinner Rooney anymore. The five time.
Now it's 6 times.
Oh,
And it's
which
first
one?
to six, baby.
Wait, wait.
First to six.
I will not be rushed on my podcast after winning for the 6th time. Chewy, we got an early reveal already of what this is gonna look like. I need your guys' opinion, right? You guys seen the placement of the 6 star?
Yeah, right on top.
Yeah,
of
I've
this
seen
one,
like 3 of them.
I
don't like it.
think it's no. Well, the Galaxy put one out, and then
Yeah.
they were wearing it today. Actually, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, the white jersey they were wearing had the 6 star. I
You
come
want
to
it.
the conclusion that it just looks awkward because it's like the gold and the silver on top. I feel like if the star was gold on top and then the middle one was silver, it would look a little. See, that looks so awkward.
Yeah.
The
in the
way that I
past,
thought they would do, I honestly thought or think or want them to do like the big gold star in the middle on top,
yeah,
and then if you give me another silver one on the bottom, give it a gold trim to signify five.
yeah. No,
Here's, here's what I thought though.
that's a good idea. It's
I
just the old the last one Galaxy one, the 2015 kit. That one had the big gold star on top, and that was a nice one, man.
Yeah, and
So
that's the one I was expecting on the jersey too. So we have the 5 stars, and then we get the gold star. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I don't remember. I believe it's the 2016 jersey where when we only had like the 1 star to represent the 5 cups.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
And if
had
you
a
look at
five
it,
inside the gold.
yeah, if you look at the star like carefully and you kind of like look like to reflect it or something like that, you can see a little MLS cup in there.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it'd be cool, like a big one, kind of like how Columbus or Seattle had, kind of like that, and you can have like the little MLS Cup reflected right there. That's what I was hoping, but
Yeah,
it's not. But either way,
that's kind of what I thought because the way they've done it is the way MLS has done it for a while now is one gold star. The big one gold star is usually the champs, right? The defending champs.
Mhm.
So
Even
yeah,
even that right, even that right, you be putting a gold star on top of it, a gold over gold. I don't know
yeah, like
something
just
about
give
it.
me the gold, not this.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're gonna fucking buy it, right? But
I mean, I love it.
I think they might
love it
work. I
too.
mean, because this was done overnight, so they're probably gonna find a way to
no,
make
these
it
things
look
don't
good.
happen overnight. This was like already planned just in case. So this is
Oh,
especially the way they operate now, the way the Galaxy's been operating. You know, they've been hitting a lot of home runs. They've had this in mind for a long
Yeah.
time.
I would have
but
thought.
Again, I'm gonna end up buying it. I'm not a big fan of the way they did it, but I'm gonna end up buying it anyways
Yeah,
because it's
same.
the 6 star one. So
um, there's one other thing that's really cool. We're gonna get the Scudetto on the shoulder.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys have seen it, right? The little MLS
MLS,
Scudetto.
the MLS champion patch.
oh, sick.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
You
Hell
know
yeah.
what we're also
I have
getting?
not seen it.
We're also getting an updated NAG logo because if you look at our logo,
5 stars, and we get to add
yeah,
one more. And I
we're
was
gonna add a
actually
silver one on
Hey,
top
asking.
of it.
the A has the star. There you go. Fool. That's it.
I know
that's
that
a
is a star.
Quasar.
That's a Quasar.
No,
Quasar.
it's a
Quasar.
And that was one of the questions that I was asking people after the match. Like, how would you add another star? And there was some good ideas, like on this, like do you put 3 on top and then 3 on the bottom? Some people said straight across to the 6, and then some people said 3 and 3 around the shield. Not sure if the shield's gonna remain, but if it remains for now, I guess this is what we're gonna have. I'm kind of a fan of the 3 up top and then 3 on bottom to start the stars going all the way around. I think that'd be pretty cool, but I mean, fuck my ideas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think we should.
I mean,
the
for this
bottom
year, it
left.
should be 5 and 1 on top, right? The way the picture is, for at least a year. That's how it's gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. It should be the 5, but that 6 star it should be that gold star.
Yeah,
Mhm.
change it, but whatever. We just have to plan them. We're gonna put the 7th one, you know. So
Well, yeah, Don Raul's already talking about next year repeat, baby. I don't know if you guys caught that video of him. I'm him and showing the 6, then doing this, and then going like that.
Oh yeah, he's
I
been
mean-
doing it. He's been doing it, man.
Yeah, he's running
Yo,
back
tú
next
estás
year.
pedo por eso.
Anything else before we leave, Nag boys?
Why you trying to rush us out of here, man?
I don't know.
Hey, do what I said, Edgar. Do what I said.
Don't rush it. Don't rush us on our show. Damn it.
I'm a guest on a show, and I don't feel
It's
appreciated being on a show.
Brian, you don't even work tomorrow, bro.
it's always Brian too. All right, boys. This is like you know that's his version of that's crazy. He gets most tired of a story. That's crazy. It's like, all right, boys. Right.
All right, well, what else you guys got?
I'm done.
Shout outs. We gotta give some shout outs. Hey, can I give some shout outs?
You know what?
Yeah, give some shout outs.
Go for it.
All right. Just real quick for our Galaxy family. Shout out to my originals, the Galaxians, to Ray and all the Galaxians. You know, I love you guys. I was there from the beginning. It was beautiful to celebrate with you guys yesterday. To LA Riot Squad, man, you guys are the mighty, mighty Lars, and I got a lot of love for you guys. Angel City Brigade, for the atmosphere you guys have, on game day, and all the amazing tifos. A lot of love to Manny and the Outlaws, man. Manny's an amazing guy,
Hmm.
and the stuff that he does for the LA Galaxy does isn't just on game day. He does a lot of great things for the Galaxy community. A lot of love for Manny. Uh, I gotta shout out my boys from South Central G's. My God, you guys always give me so much love. Um, Wish I had my Galaxy hat with the South Central G's decal on it. I mean, pin. I don't have it with me right now, but you guys are you guys are real motherfucking G's, man. A lot of respect for you guys. And um, and then I also got to shout out all the other podcasts that have run with us this season. There's so many, but I mean, Scarves and Spikes, CLTFC Fan TV, Flyover Footy, my boy Nick from Glass House Soccer. We said we had Alex on earlier from RSL and KSL. Nathan Durek from Vancouver. Oh man, I feel like I missed somebody. Oh yeah, Danny
Remember,
from
bro, this
Battered
is not the
Herons.
last one. This is not our last show of the year.
No, I'm just saying,
We still
I
gotta
mean,
do a good last show where we do a lot more stuff. So
I know. I'm just saying, these are all wonderful
Sure.
people that,
In the stuff.
but
yeah,
like down the stretch, Danny from Battered Herons, he runs the Miami Inter Miami podcast. He also does an MLS Batter Fans podcast, and he had me on there for like 6 weeks. And towards the end, he was telling me like, "Man, I am so jealous of you." He goes, "I thought I was gonna be hosting." He goes, "I thought we were gonna be hosting MLS Cup." He goes, "I even like." Got permission from my wife because the MLS Cup falls on her anniversary day, and then she said, "Yeah, you're good. You get the hall pass." She's like, and then after I got the hall pass, and I got the day off, he's like, "I'm not even gonna get to host MLS Cup." He goes, "But you are, and I'm really happy for you." So I was like, "Thank you so much." Um, so yeah, I could go on and on, but man, there's so many people, and then of course the Red Bull supporters,
Yeah.
and also you guys, Eddie, Bryant, Chewy, Tony, Spenny. Thank you for letting me into this beautiful NAG family. I know a lot of times it's crazy, a lot of times it's kind of quiet, but man, thank you so much. I really appreciate the love, and we've been on this journey for what, 4 years, 5 years, 5 seasons now.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's been a
I've
minute.
been
so
on
thank you
this
for
for
letting me in,
2 years,
man.
bro.
Chewy, you got some stuff before we head up out of here?
Damn, we're already leaving. God damn it,
I
Brian.
don't know, bro. You guys.
Why are you rushing us, man?
Why are you
I'm
rushing
not, I'm
us?
not even
Like,
gonna say anything on the mic. Go for it. You guys go for it.
Oh,
all right,
expansion
boys.
draft.
Nah,
All right, now let's go down player by player and think about how this.
In the MLS expansion draft, San Diego chooses Chewy to join their podcast.
uh, nah, man, it was cool. It was cool seeing a lot of people, that moved on from the team. Seeing them back at the stadium. There was a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while now. I was hoping Chris Klein would have gone, so he could see a six cup, something he couldn't do, but I guess they didn't invite him.
He was probably there wearing a
He moved
costume,
with the
dude.
sun.
Maybe he was Cosmo.
That would have been funny if he was there, and then they put the camera on him, and then they put the camera on Kuntz. That would have been hilarious. But of course
That's
they were gonna do that. That's kind of mean.
amazing.
That's kind of mean.
No, but yeah, it was great. It was a great fucking year, man. A year that I didn't, we weren't back until we were.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, keep talking. I'm chilling.
All right, I guess it's my turn. No, you shout out to everybody in the Galaxy community, everyone that has shown us love here on News Across the Galaxy for the last now 10 years. It will be next year. It's crazy, right? It started as well, still a hobby, right? It's still something fun. People still rock with us, and that's really cool, right? It's really cool to say what's up to people and the in the stadium and just coming up to us and tell us how much they appreciate what we do. And shout out to all the other podcasts too, because like I mentioned in Kuna Galaxia, not only do we do our podcast, but we listen to others. We're fans and listeners of the other podcasts too. So shout out to all them. And yeah, this year has just been an interesting one for me. I'm in my own journey, and I got support from that too, and that also came from a lot of people from the Galaxy community, and that felt special as well, right? Going back to these games for me was always going to be a challenge, and people were a lot of people were very very supportive, and they showed me a lot of love, and and what turned out to be something scary ended up it's ended up being one of the your best decisions ever made. And I, I've always said like my not my phone line, but uh, I guess our DMs, on Nag or anywhere else, if you ever have questions, regarding something like that, you feel free to reach out, because I know from experience how scary these things can be. And thank you guys for rocking with us all these years, and thank you guys, my fellow Nag boys. It's been an awesome journey for the first 5 years, and then Edgar came on, and it's okay. It's been okay. Uh, no, of course I'm kidding. It's been hey, roll through. That's what's up. It's been an awesome journey here, and I can't wait for year number 10, and hopefully we can bring you guys some stuff that you guys will enjoy. Edgar's, brought something new to MLS, I think, podcasting world, and I know he's only gonna get better at that as well. So Edgar, I appreciate you too, man. The Nag
Nag
Boy of the
Boy
Year.
of the Year. Yep. Nag Boy of the Year, baby. I'm gonna save all my goodbyes and cries for the last episode, but Guti, you got something for the people?
First of all, shout out to you guys for allowing me to sit here and stay quiet and somehow randomly say things out of the random and trying to interrupt you guys every now and then. I feel like just like last season, I kind of joined you guys in the second half of the season, and same thing kind of happened this year. And um, I appreciate you guys a lot. Um, my friends, you guys know who you are. I love you guys a lot. If you're listening, Mom, we made it.
I'm on TV.
Also, I'm on TV, Mom. I'm famous. Um, I want to give a shout out to, I would say, again, Galaxy community. Most importantly, probably ACB V Block. I had a good year when it came to when it came to photography. I feel like I've improved a lot this year, and hopefully next year I get to improve even more and pull out more stuff for everyone, pretty much, for this team. So just being a part of this community, it's beautiful sometimes. Just going to the games, it's fun doing this thing this new hobby that I found. It's beautiful, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, shout out mostly special shout out to my friends. They've helped me out with a lot of stuff this year too. And yeah, we're here. Fuck it. What are you doing, fool?
Uh,
Anybody else? I don't want to rush you.
We'll try to get Guti a camera for next season.
It'll be, all those super chats. That's what they're going to hurt.
all right, Brian. Let me start this for you now officially. All right, boys.
There you go. Yeah.
By the way, it's something funny. Nobody. This flew
I
solo under
did
the
the all
radar.
right, boys, already.
No, but look, this is something funny because I brought it up when I spoke to Bob from New York, right? I was like, hey, this flew solo under the radar. I'm surprised nobody said anything. But I remember like going into the playoffs, I said that if Galaxy won MLS Cup, I would shave my head, and nobody ever cashed in on that. So you guys can't anymore. So leave me out of it.
Did we
Someone
not
find that clip.
catch out that? That would have been kind of cool.
You guys got to find the clip, but I said it at one point or other.
Oh,
Okay, my eyebrows are getting shaved. Let's go.
You
Shave
got
my
away.
Gentlemen, what a year. 2024. The LA Galaxy is your 6-time champion. It's been quite the journey. And we're champions, baby. We are the champions. It's amazing.
it's fucking awesome.
From Edgar.
God damn it, Brian.
Let me interrupt you, Eddie.
You cannot.
No, Eddie, I'm going to
Yep.
interrupt you because I
Yeah.
can.
Oh my god.
All right, go do it. I'm gonna leave this on the side.
Brian, Brian, come on, fool. What's the hurry?
With the
All right, you know where to find
2025
you.
expansion draft
You
pick, San Diego picks up Bryant to the
All right,
San Diego
where can the
chat.
people find you
Thank you.
in real life?
Nowhere.
See,
No.
okay then.
Yeah.
Outta here.
So no. Go follow Puzzle PZZL dot piece on Instagram. Thank you everyone showing love on the shirts. That's another part of the News Across the Galaxy that I will be working with them and hopefully bring you some cool stuff because that's something also I'm practicing getting better and better at. And I know we said we're doing a show at the end of the year. You never know, things could be different where maybe one of us can't make it or scheduling. So if that's the case, much love to all you guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. If we don't get to talk to you guys again, and hopefully 2025 brings you everything that you want and another MLS Cup.
Edgar, where can the people find you?
So you guys can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram as Edgar Nags. I've been putting up a lot of videos that I took during the playoffs and at MLS Cup on my Instagram. There's still a few I need to put up, but thanks to everybody who joined me for interviews during this whole beautiful run. But yeah, and they're coming up. Thank you guys so much. Wu Tang for life.
Guti, where can people find you? All right, cool.
My Instagram, Flicks by Guti. Also, if Kevin Owens wins the title next week or this week, actually, we're gonna riot.
Nah. That guy's whack. You can find me as Brian Nags on Instagram and Twitter. And Chewy, where can the people find you?
Say
Hey guys, you guys can find me at Travis J.A. On all my social media. It's pretty
Can't even
easy.
hear him.
Fine. What?
Hello.
Whoa. It's like that false ending at the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
You guys can find me as Travis J.A. Travis Ha on all my social media. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Guys, everybody in the chat or whenever you guys can, let us know if you guys want to find News Across the Galaxy and OnlyFans. I'll put it up there.
Yes.
Nag after
You guys
dark.
can have an excuse to go into OnlyFans to watch News Across the Galaxy. You know, it's fine.
All right, now we can sign out.
Why are you trying to rush us, dude?
Oh, Eddie's mic went out. Oh.
And this mic.
His
right, boys.
mic cramped.
All right, boys. From Eddie, Edgar, Guti, Chewy, and myself, we're gonna get up out of here. And as always, keep on nagging.
Ooh, sometimes, baby.
Tang for life, baby. Let's go.
Oh, nagging.
Galaxy, puta.